May 13th, 2025, and we are coming to you live. Good morning. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Gio, I forgot to tell you this yesterday. So I went to Starbucks over the weekend. The one on my Starbucks, the one on the 54 and the Veterans.
The far superior of the Starbuckses?
Yes. Is it Starbucks's?
I mean, I assume.
Starbucks.
Oh. Starbucksy?
Starbucks.
Starbees.
Kevin Smith said Clerks'.
Starbucks is.
Anyway, I went out to that store, and Kevin works there now. And Kevin said to me, listen to me, tell Gio I can make a standing order for him every morning.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be waiting here at the window. All he has to do is pull up and say, I'm here. And they'll give it to him through the... God bless you.
Sorry, thank you. I came out of nowhere.
And they will give it to you at the window. Like, you don't even have to order it. You just pull up and say, it's me, Gio. And boom, there you go, ready to go.
So do I pull through the other cars, or how does that work?
Well, I mean, obviously you're going to have to go through the drive-through line, but you won't have...
Right.
Every morning at 5:45, they will have your order there at the window waiting to hand it to you.
All right.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Gio wants more.
Why doesn't Kevin just drop it off here?
Kevin's working.
Oh, so am I.
He's working. Anyway, good morning. Welcome to the program, everybody.
I don't like Kevin.
How we do? You don't like Kevin?
I don't know. I haven't met Kevin, but I was more partial to Joey.
Well, Joey has moved on, so Kevin is my connection over there now. So
What happened? Do we know what happened to Joey?
I don't know. I know Joey's exploring other avenues.
That's unfortunate.
I know. He was my guy.
Maybe he's a Dunkin' guy now.
I was going to say, other coffee avenues?
I don't quite get Dunkin'. I mean, not the coffee or their product or anything, but it just seems like they never have donuts.
Really?
Yeah, like every time I go there, not so much donuts, munchkins, because the kids eat munchkins, and I'll go there on a Sunday and I'll try to get them munchkins, and they're always out of everything. I asked them for 50 assorted munchkins on Mother's Day, and I got blueberry and one other thing. I got like 25 each of those. That's not assorted munchkin.
No.
Yeah, it does seem like the munchkin has kind of gone to the wayside.
Right?
It's not as popular as it used to be.
Yeah.
Plus, the Dunkins, they don't make the donuts there in the
That's
store.
the thing. That's the thing.
It used to be right there.
Right back when I worked in Newport Richie,
Yeah.
when I worked at Weathermakers Air Conditioning, I used to be able to walk to the Dunkin' Donuts. They'd be making the donuts inside there.
Now you just get what you get.
Now you just get what's left. I wonder where they're coming from.
I assume some type of distribution center or something.
I know, but where is that? Like, we know where Krispy Kreme's is.
You might as well just go to Publix or Wawa and just get Edmonds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You're not getting anything fresh.
No.
But you know the kids, they like to see the logo. They like to believe that it came from Dunkin' Donuts for some reason.
That's
I
the
don't
thing.
know.
They're not Dunkin' Donuts anymore. They're just Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So the donuts have almost become,
What
secondary.
a world we live in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're doing breakfast sandwiches and
Yeah.
I will give
the
you that.
coffees and the
America runs on Dunkin'.
different stuff.
I hadn't pooped for a couple of days.
Again?
You
Yeah.
got problems, man. You need a whole workup.
Well, it's interesting you say that, Galvin, because I got a whole workup done. I got a blood work done, and I'm doing the cheek swab now.
They tell you you're dead.
Not yet.
Butt cheek swab? What?
I got that thing that Rogan's always talking about, where you swab your cheek and send it in. They do all that 10 times health thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody I read about it. Everybody says it's really good for indicator for like what food you should stay away from. Carmen, you probably know more about it than I do.
No.
Oh, I thought you were the one that told me about it.
Yeah, no. After the 23andMe debacle, I'm staying away from all those swabs and spits and things that you just send your fluids into.
Yeah, why? What are you afraid they're gonna clone you?
No, why? If they weren't going to do something bad with it, then why? You know what I mean? Like, there's something up with it. So I don't know what the end game is, but it's not good. It doesn't benefit me.
Every time that phone dings and it's 23andMe telling me I have a new relative, I go, oh, here we go.
I think anything that goes viral probably has some type of catch to it.
Right. The outcome is not in your benefit.
You'll be fine. What do you think? They're going to set you up for a murder?
Again, I don't know. We don't know the future. We don't know what they're working on.
I tell you, Carmen, that's a great alibi, though, or a great excuse, rather, is to say, What do you mean you have my DNA? Well, I believe they got it from 23andMe. I did not commit this murder.
I'm surprised more people haven't tried to bring that
Yeah.
up.
Well, you have different types. That's saliva.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you could have touch DNA. You could have all kind of different stuff that gives your DNA. So it's, you go, 23andMe, and they go, no, stupid, it wasn't saliva.
I think it'd be easier to match, use the 23andMe DNA to match your DNA on the site. Like, wouldn't that work?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Right.
Yes,
so
if
they
they
can't
find
plant.
DNA.
To figure out, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
The reason we know it's you on the site because we used your 23andMe DNA and it matched what was there on
Like
the
fingerprints.
Yeah, the crime scene.
No, that's pretty good.
I got to tell
You know
though,
they're doing that.
I got to tell you, DNA takes a long time for them to turn around.
Yeah.
It depends, obviously, on how high up the case is, for them to be like, we need to rush on this. And even a rush on this, is like, oh, we got it done in 3 months. Because
Yeah.
I'll listen all the time to different true crime podcasts, and they're like, and they waited on the DNA, and 6 months later, they found out, 6 months, get out of the country.
I don't know how it works, but I feel like I do from watching television.
Yeah.
How DNA
Well,
investigation.
Yeah, like
They
if
just
you were in
run
the
it.
room, we're going to
Yeah.
know your DNA was here.
Well, we had talked about it before, Making a Murderer, where they said that they had blood in the woman's car of the guy, whatever, and he goes, yeah, they took my blood.
Yeah.
They took blood from me. He goes, so they easily could have planted that. And then they went and found his blood, and his blood had been tampered with,
Right.
Well,
like
and
the seal and
That's
all
right.
that stuff.
They found the chemical that they put in
right.
it.
That they, yeah, that's
keep it
true. To
fresh.
keep the blood
Yeah, so
fresh.
that's how
was-
they knew it wasn't hit like straight from him. It was from a tube.
Yeah,
So
it had traces of that chemical
right.
in the blood that they found in the car. So
Wow.
it's like, oh, okay. Do you have that in your body naturally? No.
Mm.
By the way, the genetic testing provides you with a map for your understanding where you may be nutrient deficient based on your body's ability to break down and use certain vitamins and nutrients and stuff. So that's
Yeah.
basically what it's telling you.
Well, it needs to do something because my stomach is unbelievably tainted today.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think that, and did they advise you of this, that you would have any kind of digestive or bowel movement problems whenever you got the surgery done?
So they did say that it was you had to drink a lot of water and you had to do other stuff to
And you said you have not been drinking enough water.
I've not.
It's-
I've not.
I think it's probably the coffee.
No, coffee's diuretic though.
But coffee, any list that I've ever, and anytime I've gone to the what is it, gastroenterologist, whatever, the GI doctor,
Gastroenterologist?
yeah, coffee is always on the list of things you should avoid. Always
Right.
for acid reflux, for any kind of digestion.
So is cocaine, but once you get addicted,
Yeah.
you can't get off it.
And coffee's always one of the top things on every list.
Yeah, well, I like it.
Yeah,
So
so do I.
there's nothing I can do. But yesterday,
I told her about pizza that way. It was on the list too. I said
yeah,
I like it.
yeah, pizza. Yesterday, I was not feeling it. I was like, I'm gonna go and do my business, and I did. And I was very proud of myself. I was very good. I feel like I unloaded. You know what I mean? I feel like I had some old stuff in the attic that I got rid of.
Yeah.
And then
I
I should joke. What were you saying, Carmen?
I was gonna say, like, I know you're watching what you eat, and you say you eat a lot of like protein shakes and
Yes.
cottage cheese and stuff like that. Something that I think helps a lot of people, Whole Foods. If it comes out of like a bottle or a can, if you switch that for like a piece of chicken or, something along those lines,
Yeah.
usually that will also help that problem if it's not too far gone already.
Well, I gotta tell you, whatever's going on inside my stomach right now
No.
is, it sounds like World War III. It sounds like when you're really hungry and you hear, "Rrr," I'm hearing, it is battling in there right now. Oh my
You got a
god!
set of stairs in there?
It's seriously.
Old boot and a license plate?
Yeah. I feel like I got shark belly.
It says, while coffee is often associated with stimulating bowel movements, excessive caffeine intake can also lead to constipation due to dehydration.
I will tell you, I have cut down coffee 70%. Like I was usually like 2 or 3 a day. Now I take this one in the morning, and that's pretty much it. If you look around, you'll find just full cups of coffee by the end of the day in my house. I buy one and I don't even take 2 sips and just leave it
Yeah.
there.
It's tough to cut that out.
I'm trying my best.
By the way, they have a article about constipation and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't have a sexy lady from the waist down sitting on the toilet with her panties around her calves.
Oh yeah, that's what brings
in
you
her
to
feet,
it.
in her feet, like pointed in, like all sexy.
All
Yeah,
twisted.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
like that's a
Oh, those aren't sexy feet.
Oh no, it's 100% sexy feet. It's sexy feet, sexy legs, sexy panties,
Sexy
and then they're
constipation.
and then they're talking about
exactly.
a lady just trying to take a growler.
Oh man. I watched Trump yesterday after the show. He was live. He's so funny.
It's out of control.
It's out of control, but he just toys with everybody.
I don't take anything he says serious.
No.
It never. You can't anymore.
I mean, you can ask him point blank, do you think you're going to be the next king of England? And he won't even hesitate. He'll go, well, I can't say I won't. I can't say I won't. It's a possibility. I'm looking into it. They say I could be king. What do I know? And it's just so amusing to me.
Who did he just appoint a new Surgeon General? Was that
Yes.
it? And they asked him, and they're like, she's not even a practicing doctor and this and that. And he goes, I don't know. Bobby likes her. I've never met her.
Bobby likes her. Bobby likes her.
Well, it didn't even take a week, and he's basically taking credit for the Pope being American.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
American Pope.
Yeah. Oh man.
He's like, I was very. It was something along the lines of, let's not forget, I did win the Catholic vote.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, I forget I just read it yesterday. I'm like, there it is. It took like 4 days, and he's taking credit for it.
Oh, that's hilarious. Well, he did drive the stock market up. The stock market went
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
the other day.
Oh yeah, now the tariffs are gone. I guess or
Yeah.
they've gone.
Well, they've they went from 124% to
Yeah.
whatever they are now.
My question is, who bought the dip? Why he tanked the
Sure,
entire thing?
of course. I got an alert yesterday from Robinhood. It said Marjorie Taylor Greene started buying a bunch of Tesla. And
Yeah.
I was like, what does she know? If you have insiders buying Tesla, especially after Tesla's got such a bad rap, something's going on.
Here's the tweet I have from Trump yesterday. So funny to watch old timer Martha Raddatz on ABC Fake News and Slopadopoulos show this morning blurt out that effectively Pope Leo's selection had nothing to do with Trump. It came out of nowhere, but it was on her Trump deranged mind. Remember, I did win the Catholic vote by a lot. Bob Iger should do something about the losers and haters he's got on his low-rated shows. It's time for a change. MAGA wins.
He was yesterday. He went after ABC too during the press conference.
Slopadopoulos.
Slopadopoulos. This is the most powerful man in the world.
It's-
calling George Stephanopoulos Slopadopoulos.
You remember when Washington was quoted as saying, "Y'all, you losers and haters."
Yeah. But like classic Trump's like, I didn't bring it up, but it's funny to me that people are saying that I'm not.
Yeah.
It's not because of me directly.
he's sitting there
Oh,
going,
dude.
uh-oh.
It's wild.
So I don't even know if I should talk about this in the air.
Hmm?
You know the Tesla lady? The
The
Yeah,
Tesla
that calls
lady.
you.
Yeah. That,
Oh yeah. Her Uncle Tesla.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody calls their uncle by their last name.
Man, somebody called me yesterday and left me a voicemail. Said that we should be afraid of her.
By the way, I already was.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Said that. And I don't believe this. If you're listening to the show, don't get mad at me. I'm just telling you, this lady left me a long message about how this woman's threatened to kill her family before.
Oh
And
man.
she's waving her gun around, and she's saying all these things on Truth Social, which I'm not on. Are you on? Anybody on Truth Social?
100%. I love
Yeah.
True Social.
I'm not on it, so I don't know. But evidently, she's been speaking for us, or as a as if we are working together.
Oh.
And
Show of hands. Anybody surprised by this?
No.
no, but I mean, it's starting to affect other people now.
Oh, no.
It's getting back to me. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. My wife has thwarted my plans to live as a rich single man. She's canceled her trip to New Jersey
Oh, did you see what happened again?
again.
A third time.
The third time.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, she got an email from the CEO of Newark Airport saying, "Don't worry about it. Everything is fine."
I was going to say officials are assuring travelers that
Yeah.
flights in and out of Newark are safe.
One time it happens, I don't worry about it.
Right.
2 times, I'm
It's
like,
could be a problem.
what the hell?
Yeah.
3 times, I'm out.
In a matter of 2
Yeah,
weeks.
yeah. You get one. I'll give you one.
Mm-hmm.
She does
You got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, things happen.
It's Newark,
Right.
you know.
You're out of munchkins. I get it.
Yeah.
Somebody tripped over a cord. We
Yeah.
know what's going on.
But after that, we got problems.
Bad day to stop sniffing glue.
They said the problem is that they're overworked and they don't have enough people. So what they're doing is cutting down on flights to try and make it. But that didn't explain the power going out and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's happening there. All I know is this was the premise of a Die Hard movie. Do you remember Die Hard 2? Die Hard 2, they took over the airport. They shut the airport air traffic control down, brought it up on their own, pretended to be air traffic control, and crashed a plane into the ground.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
That was two.
That was 2.
I thought that was the one where they shut down the internet. Live Free or Die Hard.
That's a third one.
Yeah.
That's the one. Well, I don't know what Live Free or Die. That's
That
the
was
one where
the
he's in
one-
New York.
Well, they literally control the internet. And they shut down the traffic lights and stuff. That's the one Kevin Smith's in.
That's the third one.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith's in that?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
For a pretty big role.
I don't remember
He's the
anything.
computer hacker they go to. Bruce Willis goes to
Oh,
to
yeah.
figure out how to get into the system.
Yeah. Anyway, 2 is the one they take over the airport and he happens to be like on the plane or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Because the bad guy in 2 is one of the guys from Shawshank.
yes,
Yeah.
the one that stutters.
Yeah, and listens to Hank
Country
Williams.
music,
Yeah.
I think they made 4 of them because the third one is Jeremy Irons, who is Gruber's brother.
Right.
Right.
And then the 5th one is in Russia.
Yeah. So then the fourth one is the one Kevin's in with. They shut down the internet and
Is that Justin Long also?
yes.
Oh, yes. That's
Yeah.
the one I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen that one because
That's pretty good.
the one with Samuel L. Jackson where he has to wear the N-word sign
Oh yeah.
around New York, that's a good one.
Oh, that one's
That's
good too.
Hans Gruber's brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Glad we've all figured all
Die Hard,
Hards
great
out.
franchise is what we're saying.
I remember 2 movies walking out of going, oh my God, with Die Hard and Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon I went to see by accident because we went to go see another movie and it was sold out, so we went to go
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon and we walked out of there and they're like, that was the greatest movie I'd seen in a long time. God, I was 14 years old.
They ruined it with the sequels, though.
Mm.
They became buddy cop comedies
Yeah, that's true.
towards the end.
Used to be good.
Yeah.
The second one was good, but then
Yeah.
they all fell off.
The
You
first
started-
one's like
The
serious.
Joe Pesci one was all right, but then you start adding Chris Rock and
Yeah.
all that. It got a little crazy.
By the way, I love. When was the last time you watched Lethal Weapon, the first one?
It's been forever.
Mel Gibson. He's crazy because he's acting like the Three Stooges. Like it's so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
And you're like, what is going on?
Yeah, that was kind of back in the day, though. He had the long
it's
hair. You thought he
super
was
cool.
cool.
Oh yeah, look at him. He's so funny. Yeah.
Lives on the beach with his dog.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to tell you, when you're a kid, you're like, that's my dream.
Yeah.
And then when you're an adult, you're like, that's the worst thing that could
Yeah,
possibly
that
happen
guy's
to
a
me.
loser.
Yeah. Loser he is.
He's literally got like a trailer parked on the beach.
Yeah, this moron. He's like 50 and doesn't own any property.
Oh, yeah. It was the dog guy. Oh, ugh. You know what I watched yesterday that is such a 90s movie, man. It holds up, but it's like it was funny, but it was such everything about it is so 90s is Big Daddy with Adam Sandler.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Still funny.
Still funny.
Yeah.
Still funny. The kid was cute. The situation's good. Like the premise is good, but it's just so 90s, man. He even like he had the little sunglasses on.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Dave Matthews Band kind of stuff.
Did you see Conan O'Brien got the Mark Twain Prize, and it's on Netflix. They have it
Yeah.
on Netflix, and Sandler goes out there and talks about him, whatever. But it's so funny because Adam Sandler is Adam Sandler in any situation.
Sure.
And it works, and he's got $400 million from Netflix and stuff. But he's like, when I point at you with my left hand, you say Conan. And when I point at you with my right hand, you say Sandman. And he goes, Conan, Sandman. And he's doing it. And he goes, has a little weird orange wiener with freckles on it. And they go, Conan. And he goes, has a large one because he's a movie star. Sandman. Just going back. And it's just,
It's what you want from him.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
Yeah.
You're like, look at this guy. And he's worth so much money.
How can you
Conan.
not like Sandler? I
Yeah.
don't know. He's just so great.
You know what bugs me is that video where he slaps the phone out of the guy's hand.
Oh.
You ever see the guy who walks up to him? He goes, "What do you do for a living?" And he smacked that guy who does that.
Fake.
Yeah, I think that's
is
fake.
Definitely not fake.
I'm telling you, it's fake.
It's not
He's
fake. I
done-
saw the TMZ thing about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's done it with 1 million people that get mad at him, and it's all fake.
No, that guy was interviewed on TMZ, and he talks about how he started doing that, where we would hang out, and he would hang out where celebrities were and ask them, and get different people and stuff, and grew his thing. And then Sandler's guys were the ones that knocked the phone out of it. And it wasn't Sandler.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
because I saw Sandler get mad at him, and
the guy,
that's
he
fake.
got mad at him, and then the guy behind him reaches over, and it's the guy smacks the guy that's in his movies.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know. It just bugs me. The same thing with that video of LeBron where he's taking his pants off and the guy's waiting to grab him and he just throws him away. I'm like, what a dick. That's just such a dick move.
Yeah, well, LeBron's trash.
Is he? I don't know anything about any of these guys. I just assume they're all nice until I see something like that.
Have you seen the LeBron thing where his hair's like all messed up?
No.
His hair, because he had like fake hair and it's like going back on his head. And one of the guys on his team is like, your hair.
Really?
And he's like, and he's moving it and stuff.
Oh, no.
I mean,
It's
he
like, this
doesn't
guy's-
get the
that's-
Turkish hair?
That's the thing. He's worth so much money. You would think that he would have somebody do better hair for him than
Yeah, or why don't you, if you're a smooth black guy, why don't you just shave it off?
But also, you've seen a million times where they have, especially with black guys, where they do the hair and put on it looks great.
Yeah. I don't know why you'd waste your time with that, with the piece that moves.
Yeah.
Especially when you're an athlete.
Yeah.
Moving around, you know?
That was the big thing that Andre Agassi said. His biggest fear was his wig coming off.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing tennis with it on.
And he's known for his hair.
His
He
hair,
was
yeah.
known for his hair. Like, that was a big thing.
Like Joe.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
You would be shocked if my hair was fake.
Oh my God. I don't know if I could recover from that. If you bent over one day to grab the garbage and your hair just fell off, I would like seeing Mickey Mouse
Or he-
without the
he
helmet.
Took his hat off and the hair came off.
Oh!
Just wiped his head down
Oh
with the
my
towel
God.
and be like, what?
It'd be so shocking to find out that he chose to go with the half gray half. Like that was a choice.
yeah.
It didn't just happen naturally.
So
Did
you
Ian-
wanted to be all frazzled?
Did Ian say the hat guy was making him a hat?
He did.
Do you think he's going to tip him?
Oh.
no.
Oh.
I think so. Probably hear from the hat guy if he doesn't.
That was good stuff yesterday. I wonder if anybody's going to call JP and tell him he got called out too for being a bad tipper. I've had this urge lately, Galvin, to
To?
play golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna.
Well, you did wait till the hottest part of the year, so that's good.
It'll pass.
I think my urge is to go to Top Golf. I don't really think it's to play golf.
Let's
Yeah.
do a little top golf.
I would do some Top Golf. I like to hit the balls. I don't know. It's just lately I've been driving around and seeing people playing. I'm like, maybe I would. As I'm getting older, I might get into it.
Just walk out the backyard and start trying to hit that hole from here.
So I've done that before, and that's the thing. I've played out there once or twice when Joey was little,
Yeah.
and
Do you have to join, or because you live here, you get access to that?
I don't know.
Oh.
I've paid for golf before there for other people,
Right.
So I don't really know what the situation is, but I'm not joining. I'm definitely not at that level.
It must be a popular course because it's always packed. It
Always
seems like.
packed.
Yeah.
And there's 2 golf courses here, and the other one they're redoing. I drove through the other day from the other entrance, and they're just knocking stuff down there. I guess there's 2 clubs in here that I'm on that I'm aware of them, but I've never been to either one of them. I went to one because it was a charity event when I first moved in here that we went to over there. But Amanda was telling me, I guess Joey had some of his prom stuff there, but we were out of town for that, so I missed it. But
Ian had some event one time that I went to. It was
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
and we played there.
that.
Yeah, I
But
remember
it was
going to that.
outside.
Yeah.
So that I don't think I ever went inside besides that one charity event.
That's the only time I ever been in this neighborhood.
I guess Larry King, the TV guy, his kid used to own the place that's in here, the golf club thing.
I did hear that. I think.
Yeah. But now I guess he sold it or he lost it or whatever the case is, because I saw some dumpsters out there and the parking lot was closed down. They're redoing it. They're reopening it.
They call him the king of clubs.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wonder if that's if it's going to be something cool. You know what I mean? Like if they have like a restaurant, like a cool restaurant.
Carmen, I don't know if you saw, I was going to send it to you, but I figure you probably already saw it. But there is a golf course, I want to say Texas, I think they just built. It has 2 acres of practice greens,
Oh.
2 acres. It has a tequila truck out there.
Okay.
It has like
A
3
tequila truck.
tequila truck, like that drives around and has
Okay.
tequila shots and all kind of different tequilas and stuff. It has 3 different like pro courses. It has a building that has like a rooftop hot tub and pool that looks over the edge, looks over the
I
whole
like
thing.
this golf.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean
that's
it's
huge.
it's crazy.
Wow. You and Chad been playing?
No, we went a couple weekends ago with our friends. But honestly, before that, it's probably been like over a year since I went golfing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just busy. And honestly, the only reason why I'm gonna go golfing is because of Chad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's just been busy, with football and stuff like that. He has no time. I got him a pretty cool like Valentine's Day present, and it's called a Golf Daddy. And it's basically an at-home simulator, so you can practice your swing. It connects to your phone, and then you can watch it on your TV and stuff like that. Hasn't even opened the box yet.
No.
Yeah, you know what? It's interesting because I bought Pete some of those golf things back in the day, and he never opened them either. I think they're good ideas, but people don't really use them.
Yeah, I just figured because it was like one of those things. Like I didn't know what to get him for Valentine's Day, and he hasn't been.
Stuff is always the answer.
Yeah.
Well, and then he hasn't been able to go golfing, but he was talking about like wanting to go and stuff. But he was like, "But I'm gonna suck because I haven't been." So I was like, "Oh, this will be a good way for you to just like keep up with your swing."
Yeah.
You know. And again, it's just nope, never even opened the box. It just sat there, and I'm like, "All right, well." But it used to be so easy to get him gifts. Because I would just get him golf stuff, right?
Yeah.
Things to clean his club, a golf shirt, this, that. And now I have no idea what to get him.
I started thinking the other day, Carmen, Garth Brooks, they would give him all these awards for the country music, and he came out and he was like, I don't want any more awards.
Right.
I'm not doing any more awards because I'm taking awards from other people. I've got too many awards. I feel that way about gifts. I feel like the only time anybody should ever give me a gift is maybe my birthday. That's it. Like, his birthday is just like a little extra celebration during the year. I just have so many things that I still have in boxes that it's ridiculous.
I do find you to be difficult to get a gift for.
I don't want anything.
Yeah.
I don't want anything. I don't need anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to think.
Yeah, because I feel like you have everything, so it's.
And if
Do you
you
know how
want
many-
it, you buy it.
I find Amazon gift cards that my like in-laws bought me. I almost feel guilty using them.
yeah.
You know?
I'll take them. I love Amazon.
I feel guilty taking their money. Not that I don't want to use the Amazon card. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, oh, they didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Just give it back to them on their birthday.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. It's really not. Can you imagine you get caught doing that?
Oof.
Giving back a gift that they gave you?
I do
That'd
it
be
to
very embarrassing.
I do it to my brother all the time.
What do you mean?
I'll give him gift cards back that he gave me and stuff.
Or you re-gift it to somebody else.
Yeah.
My wife has this new thing for every one of my brother's birthday was just in April. Every one of my brother's events, we buy him a new venti fan, one of those little travel fans. They have a new model. We buy him. That's what he gets. It must be the windiest house in all of Florida at my brother's house.
That makes it so easy, though. You just know.
Yeah, but I always go to Amanda. I go, you can't possibly buy him another fan. And he'd be like, oh, no, I'll take that fan. I'll take that fan. I'm
Yeah.
like, what are you doing with all these fans? I don't know. I found one in our house the other day. I opened a drawer and there was a brand new fan in there.
That's
I
fantastic.
have too many things. I don't want anything else.
I got it.
Hmm?
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Sorry, you're way ahead of me.
6 at 9.
It is Tuesday, which means at 9 today, Dom will be here to take your legal calls. We had a lot of phone calls last week. We almost didn't get to some of them. So if you want to get through today, that'll be happening at 9 o'clock. Do we have more Metallica tickets to give away, Carmen?
We do.
Oh, not for Sporkle, but we'll give them away sometime during the show today.
Do we have more Limp Bizkit tickets to give away?
No. Oh, well, that's, you son of a bitch. Yes. that was part
it
of
is for Friday night still?
Yes, they're
Okay.
all the Friday
Oh,
nights.
it's the only night.
Yeah. They're giving those away because nobody wants them.
Oh,
It's not true.
Yeah.
this weekend is AC/DC.
Yeah.
And I'm still
So what happens now? You guys bought the tickets.
no, I'm going. I'm going to go. I'm just not excited about it.
It's you and Pete?
Yeah.
That's
Doesn't-
it?
doesn't
Two-
sound like
two
it.
tickets?
I thought about this. I thought to Peter, what if we go old school and we go to AC/DC and then we go to 2001 afterwards?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, come on, let's
You guys
go.
will probably be the only ones.
That's the other thing I thought of, Galvin, is that it's going to be packed with people. It all went to the concert,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, that's
Nobody
not a
had
good
that
idea.
idea.
Right.
I heard ACDC stopping by.
That's the whole thing. So that ruined that thought for me too. So forget about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All the
You might
restaurants
as well
around
just
there.
put them up now. Just sell your tickets.
No. If I don't go, Pete will go with somebody else. Pete will take one of his Pete face girls with him.
Will he or will he go? Nah, I'm not going either.
No,
Yeah.
he really wants to go. He's the one who dragged me there last time we went to go see them in Chicago. Remember, we flew all the way to Wrigley Field to see them.
Where are your seats? I mean, I imagine they're good seats.
They're
You're
good
not-
seats.
You're not on the floor?
No, but
Yeah.
they're good. They're like comfortable air conditioning seats.
Oh, yeah.
So
Some of the seats at Raymond James are a bit snug sometimes.
yeah. Oh, I know. I've been there, Gio.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've been the last Bucks game I went to. I was like, this is. Thank God I had the nicest, skinniest lady sitting next to me.
Yeah.
Because I was uncomfortable.
So I always take my daughter.
And they're like metal seats, so they hurt your hips. And then, of course, you got to jump up and jump down. And
They really need to redo that
I'm
stadium.
not going. You just talked me out of it. I'm not going to ACDC.
If
either.
you don't go to ACDC and you want to come with me to go see Terror, you can come to see Terror. With
Too
me.
loud.
By
Too
the way,
loud.
I just sent to your phone. Just take a look. I sent it to all you guys. Take a look at what happened. Just scroll forward a little bit and see all the people on stage.
Oh,
Just
yes.
going crazy.
Oh, no. Yeah.
You got good seats?
Where is that?
That is at the Orpheum, I think.
Oh, no. So I wouldn't even get to see Pinky?
No, it's not over
I'm
there.
out.
Didn't the Orpheum move? Where's it at?
Yeah,
man?
it's over on
Florida?
Skipper or whatever.
Yeah,
Skipper
or
Road.
Nebraska or
All
one of
right.
those over there.
Yeah,
All right.
that way.
It's a bigger spot. It's a better spot.
I
but-
saw Hatebreed and Terror there before.
I know Hatebreed's coming back to Janice, and it's on a weeknight.
Yeah, it's like a Tuesday.
I know.
Which one's Hatebreed? Is that the one where
Jamie Josta.
Yeah.
Oh, Jamie Josh, and not what's the one that the tent guy, the guy who used to hang the banners, was in?
That was Crossbreed.
Crossbreed.
Yeah.
That guy used to make me laugh so much. He'd be like, "Yeah, dude, we have our own studio. We're on tour with Limp Bizkit." And I go,
Yeah.
"Why are you hanging banners at promotional events now? I don't understand. What happened to all your millions?"
How's it going?
Yeah.
By the way, that one's crooked. Could you move it?
Yeah. When you're done telling stories
Yeah.
of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, hang that banner.
That guy definitely wanted everybody to know that story.
Yeah, but it's like me if I'm sitting here going, "Yeah, well, when I was a spy, I used to kill foreign agents,
And
and I used to squeeze between two little tunnels and go through." And everybody's like, "Well, how'd you do that?"
when he said crossbreed, I think some people thought it was crossfade,
I did.
which
because,
was very much more popular.
Yeah, because they were popular. They had like 2
Yeah.
hit songs, and it was just a few years before. Because whenever I got down here, and he was telling me, and he was like, I was in Crossbreed, whatever, and I go, we had you guys play.
Yeah.
And our thing, and I go, and he goes, "Are you thinking of Crossfade?" And I go, "Yeah." Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break. We got Sporkle when we come back. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. But we got a bunch of other stuff to give away right now with a little bit of Sporkle. Carmen, what is that stuff?
Yes, so we have tickets for Stained,
Mm-hmm.
Pierce the Veil,
Yeah.
Ringo Starr, Mike Campbell, and Cage the Elephant.
I was thinking the other day if I would go see Ringo Starr. I've never seen Ringo. I've seen Paul McCartney. I would think that at some point in my life I should see as many Beatles as possible.
Well, I was going to say, you're debating on AC/DC and stuff, and debating on Metallica. Maybe Ringo's more your speed.
I think Ringo might be more my speed these days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would imagine Ringo's probably playing at 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm
Imagine
Singing
that.
about Octopus's Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look around and see that crowd.
Like when I went and saw Bob Newhart
Yeah.
at 2:00 in the afternoon, and was at least 20 years younger than the next youngest person.
Was he funny?
Oh, he was great.
Oh yeah.
It was great. And it was Bob Newhart, and I got to see him, and I was so happy that I got to see him. I love Bob Newhart.
Yeah, Bob Newhart's great, but I don't know if I'd have gone to that one either.
Oh, yeah. Some of those ones you just have to. Like, I went and saw Paul McCartney. I'm not a Beatles fan. My wife's a big Beatles fan.
Gotta get it in.
Yeah, you have to.
Got it.
I saw Clapton back in the day because I was like, how much longer is Clapton? Meanwhile, it's been 20 years.
Yeah.
And he's still touring and doing stuff.
I
whatever.
did that with Ozzy in the 90s. Oh, Ozzy's on his last tour. I gotta
Yeah.
go see it.
Yeah. But,
Wow.
you never know. I still say I got the best Bruce Springsteen experience because I'm not a fan, but he is a legend. And I got to see him at the Super Bowl. And
Oh,
he
yeah.
played for whatever, 15 minutes.
Montage of the hits.
Montage all the hits and
Yep.
stuff. And I said, see you later, Bruce.
Yeah, you got to see the good songs.
That's it.
All right, well, we got stuff to give away right now. Let's do a little bit of Sporkle. Here we go. Carmen is the keeper of Sporkle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. I am the current lead holder, and I believe going for 5 in a row today.
That is
Yeah.
correct.
Oh,
That would be 2 of your next 5, though.
Yeah.
yeah. All right, Carmen, what are we playing today?
All right, do you guys remember
Remember?
Do you remember? Do you remember in 1987
Sure.
where you were, what was going on?
I was-
sophomore in high school. 2/10/87, me and Danielle Mazzola's anniversary.
Oh.
I was 7 years old trying to make it through the day without crapping my pants.
Oh, like me yesterday.
I was 16 and I was driving a dirt brown Toyota Corolla that I had to start with a screwdriver.
I was living in Los Angeles and hanging out at the Comedy Store.
You were driving
Oh, yeah.
at sick, not you. You're 20 years older than
I
me.
mean,
No, you were driving at 16.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody
well-
drove at 16 because as soon
You
as
were
you
in
get your
Florida.
license.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
I was in Illinois.
Illinois. Oh, good.
Yeah.
We didn't get it until we were 17.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we were
was-
16.
I was also driving when I was 12.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was legally driving when I was 16.
Nope, not me. All right, go ahead, Carmen.
Well, we're going to do historical events of 1987.
Okay.
All right.
All right, your first one. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inducts its first woman, the Queen of Soul,
Aretha
Good
Franklin.
Galvin. They win Super Bowl 21,
Chicago Bears.
39-20 over the Broncos.
49ers.
Buffalo Bills.
New York Giants.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was there.
This flamboyant pianist
Liberace.
Can you turn the music down just a little
Passes what?
passed away from AIDS.
Kidney
Oh,
stone.
Jesus.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm turning it down.
AIDS.
Yeah.
That's when
Yeah.
AIDS was real.
Oh, yeah.
He'll get you.
Chrysler acquires this maker
GMC?
of the Gremlin.
Oh,
AMC.
AMC, yes.
damn it.
Galvin. U.S. President Ronald Reagan addresses the American people on this scandal, acknowledging...
Iran-Contra.
Yes, Mike. U2 releases this fifth studio album,
Joshua
which...
Tree.
Mike. The 1986 Best Picture Oscar goes to this war film.
Full Metal Jacket.
Platoon.
Yes,
God, I couldn't think of it.
Galvin. Portugal and the PRC agree this colony will be handed over in 1999.
Puerto Rico.
Nope.
Macau.
Ow.
Macau. And Pap,
Oh, man.
we're halfway there.
Gio is not on the board.
Oh,
He has a
man.
total of 0.
Zilch.
And Michael and Galvin are both tied with 3.
Oh.
All right, these are historical events of 1987. Your next one. This cartoon first appears on the Tracy
Simpsons.
Yeah. Damn it.
Mike. Tom Cruise marries this actress.
Nicole Kidman.
Tom Cruise marries this actress.
What the?
Mimi Rogers.
Yes,
Damn it.
is what I was looking for. No point.
Half point.
No point.
Quarter point.
West German pilot Matthias Rust illegally lands a plane in this Russian plaza.
Red Square.
Red Square.
Yes, Galvin. This Stephen King novel with Paul Sheldon as a character
Shining.
is published.
Tommy Knockers.
Pet Cemetery.
Misery. This dancer and film actor of films like
Bresnikov.
Three Little Words and Carefree passes away.
Gregory Hines.
Yep.
Fred Astaire
Oh.
is what I was looking for. The Butcher of Leon, he is sentenced to life imprisonment.
Do we need his name?
Yes, that is what they're looking for.
Butcher of Leon.
The Butcher of Leon, he is sentenced to life imprisonment.
Frank.
Nice guess.
No.
Klaus Barbie.
Oh.
What's the score here?
Michael and Galvin are both tied with 4. Gio has 0.
Okay.
Klaus. That's a good name.
For a butcher.
Rudolf Hess is found dead in his prison cell in this borough of Berlin.
Jesus.
Rudolf Hess is found dead in his prison cell in this borough of Berlin. Spandau.
And now.
And Pep. We're on the last 3.
Oh, man.
Galvin and Michael are tied with 4. Gio 0.
Here we go.
All right, historical event of 1987. Your next one. Set in Hyrule, this video
Legend of
game.
Zelda.
Oh,
Yes.
Coming back
Nerd.
strong.
I did play video games.
Geo. This televangelist
Jerry Follow.
and host of the 700 Club announces he will run for the 1988 Republican presidential nomination.
Billy Graham.
Oh,
Nope.
Swagger.
Pat Robertson.
Nope. Pat Robertson is what I was looking for.
Nope.
No point.
This is the last one?
Yes.
And we're tied still?
Yep,
Yep.
4-4.
Geo's out.
Geo, you are out.
I'm out. What am I out?
You're out.
Ah,
Susumu Tanagawa wins this award for his discovery.
Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh! The reverse decision.
Nobel Prize.
Yeah, but there's a difference between a Peace Prize and a Nobel Science Prize.
oh man.
I was just looking.
I'm going to go Nobel Prize.
Oh.
The steal.
On the paper.
Now we go on the paper.
Well,
Don't blame me.
your final score, Gio with a single point,
Wow.
Galvin with 4. And at the last moment, Michael steals the win. Here's your triumphant champion. He won with 5.
I mean, that's stolen valor.
I mean, you know.
I guess the rules are the rules.
Listen, we can do the extra point.
No.
Or the extra question.
That was what was on the thing. What was the guy's name?
Meow meow.
Susumu
Can you
Tanagawa.
spell it for me?
Yes.
Mm.
Susumu.
Susumu.
All together?
Yes, that's his first name. And then his last name, Tonegawa. Susumu Tonigawa.
It's a sweet name. What's it say, Galvin?
It says he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine
Not peace.
for his discovery of genetic material. Yeah. So,
Genetic
yep. Nobel Prize.
mechanism.
Damn you, Susumu.
Why did I say peace?
Good morning. Who is this?
Who's Alexander?
What is your name? Susumu Tawagari?
Yes.
All right, hold on, Susumu. You're the winner. Your phone's feeding back. Carmen will grab you during the break, and we'll hook you up with a prize. Galvin, what do we have coming up in news?
Coming up in news today, what can Brown do for you?
Uh-oh.
Turkey and tailgates, and the fix is in.
All right.
Oh man. Is it ever?
Did you say fixin'?
No, just regular
Got
fix.
all the fixin'?
I didn't know you wanted fixins, Kenny.
I went to Chili's last night for dinner with my wife.
Yeah.
And we got 2-for-1 fajitas.
Oh.
And they came over and they said, here's your fixins. And we both just started laughing.
Fixins.
Fixin'.
How do you go to Chili's and not get the Southwest egg rolls?
I can't eat them.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
so
That's,
good.
I couldn't even roll my fajita. I just had to eat the meat off
Yeah.
the plate. So.
that's like the number one thing.
I know, they're
You're going to
good.
Chili's, the
They're
Southwest egg rolls.
I have two choices. I'm either getting a salad or eating meat. So
Yeah.
I just went with the meat.
Do they still have the 2-for-1 margaritas?
I don't know. They may. Gio, I can't do that either.
Do you know what I had last night?
Please tell me.
One of your favorites.
Rub it in.
Old Jazzy Barbecue.
Oh, I love the jazzy.
Yeah.
That's good.
You know what? Advertising works. Advertising works. I overheard a conversation the other day of somebody asking about Jazzy Barbecue, and then the
Put it
next
in your
day,
head.
and I didn't even realize until I just said it out loud.
Yeah. Yeah. I will probably go there. Like I take my daughter to volleyball in that area.
Yeah.
I drop her off, run over to Jazzy's, eat some ribs that have not been washed up in the sauce, and I'm still happy with it. Still good. Oh, God, now I'm starving. We'll take a break. Galvin's got your news. We'll do that next. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. I had a long phone conversation yesterday. Remember the thing I was supposed to announce on Monday, and I got a mistake, and it's next Monday, and
Right.
the big party that we're going to have, and I'm not supposed to talk about it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's pretty intense. It's pretty big.
Intense.
Oh man.
Is it going to be intense?
Nope.
Oh.
It will be partly inside, partly outside.
Oh. Okay.
It'll be at the beach in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be inside. It'll be under a roof outside.
Oh.
I can't. It's everywhere. It's a big event that we're doing for the first time, and that most of the time that they have big events, I go, all right, yeah, I'll be there. This one I'm very excited about.
Do you have a date I can save or Is that allowed? Not allowed.
I mean, do I tell you or do I tell everybody?
I mean,
It interferes with something else, though. Did you know that?
oh man,
No.
It interferes.
you know the date already?
Oh yeah, come on. I'm gonna text the group what it interferes with, and Carmen's not gonna care about this, but I think you and I care about.
Me?
Yeah,
Oh.
because we were talking about it and we were excited about it, but it is the that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, but I could live without it. But
Yeah.
yes.
If I'm choosing, I'm choosing.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn it.
For those reasons, I'm out.
Carmen, you got the date? Oh God!
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
She was mother effing you.
Carmen, you got the date?
Yeah.
All right.
Mm.
Sorry about that.
She sounds thrilled.
I'm just over here having a conversation by myself.
Oh no.
What do you guys think about that?
I really look. I have no skin in the game. Like I'm not like if the event's a huge success or if it's not, it doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna be there and it's gonna be great. But it's one of the best things I think we've ever done as a radio station. One of the biggest and best events we've ever put together. Ever. It's much better than Cage the Elephant at the Sound or whatever it is.
Legendary.
Yeah.
Can you say who is involved?
All of us.
Like just us?
No, the whole station.
Oh,
This is
okay.
The first full station event we've done in years.
I'm definitely out.
Since the Bone 10.
Yeah, and it's way better than that. Like, it's not a stage show. It's a whole weekend event, and it's fantastic. Let's just leave it at that. I've said too much.
Oh.
I've let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah.
You're going to have to be quick, too. When we give it. Oh, that's it. I've said
Limited
too much.
amount.
I've said too much.
Mm.
I've said too much.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, time to check in with Galvin. He's got today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
What do we have in news today, Galvin?
Quick question.
Yes.
Will you be very excited about this event? And then when the event gets near, you go, I don't want to go to this.
Yeah.
Negative.
Oh, okay.
Put it this way. I'm going to live there.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to live there. There you go.
Today's top story, U.S. stocks surged Monday after President Donald Trump's trade officials brokered a surprisingly dramatic de-escalation in trade tensions with China over the weekend, dropping tariffs to much lower levels, which some economists say could stave off the U.S. recession. The Dow closed higher by 1,161 points, or 2.81%. The broader S&P 500 gained 3.26%, and the tech-heavy NASDAQ surged 4.35%. The three major indexes each posted their biggest single-day gains in over a month.
It made me happy. I was not expecting that. I looked at it and I went, oh, okay,
Going
good.
up,
Yeah,
going up.
nice. Nice to see that every once in a while.
So who bought the dip when they tanked the market?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Follow the money.
I mean,
Seems on the up and up.
but here's the thing. I know what you're saying, and I agree with you. But everybody knew to buy the dip. If that's just how it happened. If it goes down, you know when that's the time to buy, and you know you're gambling on whether or not it's going to come back.
But also, a lot of people lost a ton of money in the process.
But it came back. It came back.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the run you take when you invest in the stock market.
Yeah.
That something like that's going to happen.
But if you've got some inside information, you move a little over here.
Of
you
course.
You don't lose money, and then you're ready to gain a bunch.
So that's just how it goes.
I just saw a clip the other day from the Big Short, and it's the guy talking to Michael Burry, and he goes, Michael, give me my goddamn money back. And the way he says it, he's so mad because it's millions and millions of dollars, and they don't believe that this guy knows what's going on.
Hundreds of millions of dollars.
It's hundreds of millions of dollars, and they don't believe that this guy knows what he's doing, and they gave him all his money to invest and stuff. Turns out he winds up making billions of dollars.
They gave it to him, and under the guise that he was not, that you could not tell him what to do. He had final say in everything.
Yeah.
So he bet on all those shorts.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, you're never going to short the housing market. And he did, and he ended up making them billions of dollars.
Politicians should not be able to trade stocks, but they'll never change that because
They're making too much money.
It's literally how they're building generational wealth.
Well, yeah, I mean, they point it out all the time because a lot of the politicians are making, $100,000, $125,000 a year, and then they're worth, $20 million, and it's like, well, how did you do that? Because that's
a crime.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it's a crime.
That's how they did it.
Like Martha Stewart went to jail for it. It's a crime.
And they have the accounts that follow like Pelosi and Marjorie Taylor Greene and all these these politicians that move their money based on the stock market.
Take advantage of that though.
Yeah.
I have that app, but the thing is, I have that app. It's called Autopilot, and you have to pay to have it, and then you have to do a minimum amount, which isn't like
but you can also follow the whales, unusual whales, and see what they're doing. I mean, I was reading a story yesterday on the mainstream news about Marjorie Taylor Greene and buying the dip and how much money she made. So you can find it. You can go there and pay attention to it and do it for free.
The problem is they have the inside information
right,
to move their money out before they lose, their life savings.
They're the ones making the deals based on how the stock market is going to react.
Right.
It's the little guy.
They're getting there way ahead of us. But I mean, it's something to pay attention to.
The little guy is the one that loses everything, and then
Yeah.
It just does not seem like that should be legal
No,
at all.
I agree with you.
But they'll never change it because they're the one making the laws.
Yeah. Should we change this? No, I think we're good with this.
Oh yeah, we'll get to it.
Yet another equipment outage at New York Liberty International Airport caused widespread delays and a ground stop over the weekend. The FAA said the third outage in less than 2 weeks happened Sunday morning after a backup air traffic control system momentarily failed. The FAA confirmed the latest system outage, but unlike the previous two out of Philadelphia facility that controls New York Liberty's operations, this one involved a momentary failure of a backup system, which prompted a 45-minute ground stop to ensure that the system was back up and running properly. While FAA said operations returned to normal, there was a domino effect with flights. As of late Sunday night, there were more than 250 delays, at least 80 cancellations, impacting domestic and international flights. In addition to the system outages, New York Liberty is also dealing with air traffic control staffing shortages. However, officials are assuring travelers that flights in and out of Newark are safe.
My wife got an email yesterday from the CEO of Newark Airport saying that I know you have upcoming travel. Don't worry, everything is very safe. She canceled her trip. She is not. She doesn't like to fly as it is. She's not going. This guy, his email, he ruined my dreams of being a single multimillionaire in the Tampa Bay area by crashing her plane. And now I have to live as a happily married man. Mm-hmm.
So what are they saying the problem is exactly?
The problem is what they're trying to make it seem like is that they cut funding for air traffic control so that the air traffic controllers are overworked. There's not enough time off, and that they are having to give them like 45 days off to decompress, and that they're running out of people. They're running out of manpower. So that's problem,
one of the problems.
That's one of the problems.
Yeah.
Now you have the electronic
system
problems, failures on top of that. But they're saying, is that due to the fact that there's a shortage of people?
Right.
So do we blame Doge? Is that who cut that, or who did it?
I watched. I think it was Meet the Press this weekend where they flat out asked if Elon Musk ever said specifically to cut money to air traffic control, and they said absolutely not.
Yeah,
they were like, it's never even come up.
But also, this has been a long-going problem with air traffic controllers that they're
it's overworked. A very stressful job,
exactly, and there's a high suicide rate and all that type of stuff.
And there's not a lot of them, right? Like it's kind of
there
of those,
is.
like,
I mean, but it depends on where. I mean, Newark Airport's the busiest international airport in the country, or one of them. There's a movie called Pushing Tin, which we talked about not too long ago with John Cusack, where he is an air traffic controller. So is what's his name,
Billy Bob
Thornton, and it's all about you see what they're up against. So they're not in the airport; they're in a building adjacent to the airport that has no sunlight. They're looking at radar screens, and they are basically moving blips of light towards the airport without crashing them into each other. And they come dangerously close all the time. And you'll have to tell a plane, this plane, hey, drop down to this speed. This one, speed up. This one, go down. And if any of them don't listen to you or do it at a different speed, now you're running dangerously close to crashing all of these planes. And that's the stress that each air traffic controller has on them. And if there's not enough of them and they're overworked, they're working all these extra hours and having all those lives that they're responsible for, it's tough.
On top of stress that they have on their own, obviously everything from movies and TV shows isn't real, but it's based on stuff, whatever, from Breaking Bad. Remember whenever his daughter dies,
Yeah.
the guy, whatever, that she was with, what's his name, Pinkman and stuff, and then he's doing the stuff, and they're like, hey, you're going to smash these planes.
Right,
He's like,
because
what?
he's stressed out. Yeah.
I figured AI will eventually take over and run it all.
It probably does now.
Probably.
You're
Yeah.
probably,
That's what I would
You're probably
assume.
babysitting it.
Right.
But still, you're the human error. You're the human responsible.
Yeah. It's kind of like the self-driving cars. They can do it, but then
Yeah.
sometimes there's something that they're not familiar with, or a person gets involved and screws it up. I saw a lady. I was parked at a red light, and there was a walkway, and this lady kept on creeping out into the walkway, and a guy was walking, and he just stops and looks at her and goes,
It's a walkway.
yeah, like looks at her. She's on her phone, just
Of
course.
bumping forward, whatever. And he just looked, and I was like, this lady is just oblivious.
That's when you punch the hood of
Yeah.
our car.
And whenever the guy went by, she just pulled out right in front of another car.
Yep.
And the car
Jesus.
slammed on its brakes, and she went, just no idea.
Women.
The alleged Florida State University shooter was seen in a new mugshot. Have you seen the mugshot?
I
Oh,
have not.
Oh, well, let me show you the mugshot. Joe has it on Bone TV, but I have it right here for you because somebody did a little damage to this guy. Take a look at his face. Mamma mia.
Oh, wow.
With a disfigured face after being released from the hospital a month after the deadly shooting. According to Tallahassee Police Department, Phoenix Eichner, 20 years old, was released from a local hospital following an extended stay and multiple surgeries to treat injuries he sustained during the April 17th shooting at Florida State University, where
His whole jaw is broken.
yeah. So did they get him and they gave him the business?
It seems like
Yeah,
it.
I hope so. Good. Where he opened fire on campus, Eichner is accused of killing 2 men and injuring 6 others. The FSU student was shot in the jaw. Oh, so he was shot in the jaw
Oh.
by campus police as they responded to the shooting. Following his booking, Eichner was transferred to the detention center where he will await his first court appearance.
I think they just turn him over to the fraternities and let them beat the snot out
Oh,
of him.
that'd be great.
Yeah.
I bet he thought he was going to get killed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of those guys assume.
Like he's got to be pissed off that he survived.
Yeah.
You know?
He's got that whole depressed nerd face
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, but he's gonna spend life in prison,
for sure.
maybe probably death penalty.
That's,
which he should.
I would rather see him rot in prison because he wants a death penalty.
Yeah,
They should keep him alive.
Yeah, I always find that interesting. The only thing about, like, if there was a murder in your family and the person, could either get the death penalty or spend the rest of their life in jail, you would go, yeah, spend the rest of their life in jail. But then something comes up where they're like, oh, his lawyer wasn't good enough.
Oh no,
And
I'd
Right.
rather kill them. I'd
Yeah,
rather
well-
him. Yeah, if it was my family,
Yeah.
I'd rather him die from the electric
but a
chair.
lot of
Well,
But if you knew for sure he was going to spend the rest of his life in jail with absolutely no chance,
No.
there's no chance of him getting out. When you have
No, I
people
want to
go-
throw the switch. I want to be the one to throw
yeah,
the
because
switch.
Oh, really?
a lot of these
Yeah.
guys get in jail. Like, yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
we had
Yeah.
TV, we had all
but
kinds
I'd
of
be
stuff.
putting money in other people's commissary to take care of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
Do that kind of thing. I don't know. But that's if you do that, if you're like, well, he's going to spend the rest of his life in jail, and then on a technicality, he gets out because they brought up this evidence and they weren't supposed to bring that up, and they're like, oh, sorry, he's free to go. Oh,
Yeah, you don't want that.
yeah, terrible.
Joe, we got a bug problem.
Oh,
What happened?
That
Still?
same little fly is flying around here.
well, it's not one.
I think it's one.
No.
He's
No.
just
And
he's really fast.
I've killed 3.
Mhm.
By the way, while we were talking the other day, I don't know whether you guys saw it. One flew over and it flew in my hair.
Oh,
the
no.
guy like stuck in my hair. I was like, get it out of here.
What do we do?
I don't know.
get traps. They make like
Yeah,
fruit
those-
fly traps.
But
or
there's
just-
no fruit in here.
I think Gowan got it right when he said Joe's probably got a
Yeah.
banana stuffed
Joe,
away
that is
somewhere.
You got a banana
absolutely-
somewhere?
No.
A rotten
He
apple.
He forgot an apple
You
or
can't even
something.
take care of the
That's
cans.
ridiculous.
Can't even take care of
Cans-
Listen, Mr. Chocolate
It's
Milk, for
ridiculous.
Chocolate milk.
They're all
Chocolate milk.
these
that
are
was in
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
he let it
ridiculous
sit there for a
accusations.
year and a half.
Maybe that's it.
Ridiculous
Maybe the chocolate milk
accusations.
is attracting the bugs.
No,
Joe says no.
I say no.
Cans were scattered all over the neighborhood.
I wrangled the cans and brought them back.
What was the situation with the can?
They were all over the place.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, you got one too? Look at Gio's
Yeah.
got one now.
No, that's
Oh.
the same one.
What happened, Gio? I mean, Joe, the garbage cans ended up at the neighbor's house?
Well, I think like 2 of them got pulled over to the neighbor's
What are you
side,
doing?
and then one of them was like in front of the other neighbor's
Wow,
side,
this
and
is
all you had
ridiculous.
in front of your house was the blue can,
And that wasn't even mine.
and it wasn't even yours.
Who's doing this?
And you want to be his can guy.
I mean, listen,
You had one job.
Yeah.
Joe, he fixed it,
I
right,
did.
Joe? We're
Yes,
all
I
good
did.
now.
We're all good.
I don't ever lose faith in.
I feel like you just stole the neighbor's can instead.
No, I did not.
Oh, that might be a problem. Well, thank you for looking into it, Joe.
Where's
my
your rotten
pleasure.
fruit?
Now
Yeah.
get
I
your
don't have any
banana out
rotten
of here.
fruit.
Something's going on.
My wife is into making banana bread now.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, but there's, but I don't see those in the house. I
You
only see them
said
in here.
the other day that she's going to
Rot.
let them rot so you can make the banana bread. That's how you get the flies.
But there's no flies in the house. They're only in this room.
Yeah.
What's
So
going
there's
on
something
there?
in that room.
Joe's got a banana somewhere.
no.
He's got a banana in his tailpipe.
Where's the banana? Where's the banana monkey?
The NFL schedule is set to release this week, and
Tomorrow.
as tradition, bits and pieces of the schedule have been getting to surface already. One of this year's early leaks involves the Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing in a marquee slate. There are reports that Tampa Bay Buccaneers will travel to Los Angeles to face the Rams in a nightcap game for NFL's Thanksgiving triple header.
That'd be nice.
I hate that.
Why?
I don't know. I don't want it ruins the whole schedule. I don't like
What
it.
do you mean?
I don't like playing games outside of Sundays.
Oh,
Teams
I
always
do.
play like crap.
In November?
You're on a short week. It messes up the entire team.
I like it. I like it to be Thanksgiving's boring, and I like to be able to watch football. And
No,
as my
I'm-
team, it makes it even better.
I got to run around all day to my in-laws' house, my mom's house, and
But
then
it's a late game.
the Bucks game is like 8:00 at
Yeah.
night after a long. No way.
What I want to know is, are we going to Germany?
No.
No Buccaneers
None
games
of the
overseas.
none of the international games are including the Bucks. And this year it's Dublin, Madrid, and somewhere else.
The Steelers are playing in Dublin.
Yeah, Germany's not in the mix this year.
Dublin.
Yeah.
The Buccaneers have only played one Thanksgiving game in franchise history. That lone game was a 38-10 blowout loss to the Cowboys all the way back in 2006.
Well,
I know you always watch the Lions on Thanksgiving. I'm fine with that.
why though? I mean, back in the day maybe, but the last 10 years, who's watching the Lions?
The Lions did great last year.
Yeah, I know, but before that, before they were good, they had like all these years of bad
before
Lions
that, yeah.
teams.
I mean,
And
now
every
they're
year, you're like,
probably
why are we watching the Lions?
they're probably the NFC favorite right now.
Yeah.
Steelers played the Chiefs on Thanksgiving this year. That was this
I
year.
just anytime the Bucks play outside of Sunday, they never play well. None of these teams do. Like those Thursday night games, the teams play horrible because the whole schedule is thrown off. Like the games are never rare. They're very rarely good on like Thursday
I'm looking
night.
at this from a selfish point of view. I enjoy Thanksgiving football, and
Yeah.
it's better when it's your team.
Nah, I don't like it.
All right.
By 8 o'clock,
Cancel it.
everybody's gone. You got some leftovers. You get to watch football. Look at it that way. It's
And
nice.
then I'm pissed because the Bucks are playing like ass on a late Thursday
You're
night,
miserable.
and it should
You'll
be
drunk by
on
then.
Sunday instead. I don't like it. NFL
What
sucks.
if we take Friday off?
Oh, okay.
Well, we'll have it off because it's Thanksgiving. How you
Well,
like
we
that?
gotta look, Carmen. We got to look at. I say Carmen because she's director of leisure activities.
Sure.
We got to look at 4th of July.
Well, first we have Memorial Day.
Yeah, no, but
Plus, we just got
that's
another
happening.
weekend locked in July.
Yeah, but we got to look at 4th of July because I believe that's on a Thursday or a Friday.
Friday.
Friday, right?
Friday.
Right. So we'll be off that Friday,
Yeah.
unless you want to take more time off.
No, I mean maybe.
We're an American.
Well,
Yeah.
just
I gotta
let me
say-
know.
all right,
And,
all
and I'll
right.
plan accordingly.
All right, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Do we take a Thursday, Friday, or do we take a Friday, Monday?
I think
Ooh,
Friday-
Thursday, Friday, Monday.
Too much. Too much.
All right.
Space it out.
Let's do it.
I like watching those people who will like plan. They'll be like, if you have 14 days of vacation, this is how you stretch it into 30 without taking any,
over weekends and stuff.
PTO. Yeah, because they'll say, 4th of July, that's on the Friday, so take that Thursday or Monday off, and you know what I mean. But they stretch out your whole vacation, so you actually end up like doubling your time off.
Yeah.
That is so interesting to me. Even like it doesn't matter for us, obviously, but whenever I'm like, that's amazing.
Are we off on Memorial Day? That's coming up in like a week or two.
We're off on that Monday. That's
Yes.
Memorial Day, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. I don't know.
but yeah, that's all I've planned
Yeah,
for
yeah,
because I've had no words of
yeah,
of
we're
anything
back
else.
on Tuesday.
Right.
We're back, baby.
You want to take that Friday off? Though?
No, I don't.
Sure. Oh, okay.
Well, yes,
I'm just
at 10 o'clock we'll be done. You have the whole day.
Oh, thanks.
It's weird because that. Well, no, that Monday's that's still in May, and then the following Monday's in June. Gotcha.
Year's flying by.
Yeah, it
It really is.
My kids are out of school. My daughter's out of school in 2 weeks.
Yeah, same.
It's crazy how
Weird.
quick that goes so quick.
Also, don't forget on the 30th of May, it's Medicine Man's birthday.
Oh, I didn't forget. I've been shopping.
Never forget.
Never forget.
The fix is in, baby. The Dallas Mavericks have won the Cooper Flag sweepstakes.
How is it not?
The Mavericks earned the number 1 overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft lottery on Monday night in Chicago. While they certainly can go in a different direction or deal the top pick away, the Mavericks are now in position to select Flag in the NBA draft in June. The Mavericks, who have never won the lottery, will now get the first pick after their stunning trade deal of Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers. The Mavericks...
You're saying this may actually be the most brilliant move the Mavericks made?
No, well, they made a deal with the Silver, with the commissioner and stuff and everything. They said, hey, we want Luka in a bigger market. We want him in LA, so we'll give you the number 1 pick in the draft and everything else. The Mavericks, who had just 1.8% chance to claim the number 1 pick, got the number 1 pick. It's pretty amazing.
Wait, so I don't know how they get the pick.
They do the ping pong balls.
Oh,
the bottom,
I thought it was by how they finished.
It's partly by how they finish because the playoffs are still going on, so those teams are in there. So the bottom 14 finishers in the regular season were eligible for the draft lottery and were assigned odds for the number 1 overall pick based on their records. The Jazz, Wizards, and Hornets had the best shot. The New Orleans Pelicans and the Philadelphia 76ers each had better than 10% chance,
I still can't believe the New Orleans Pelicans is a real team.
Yeah, I know. That's a kind of a weird name for them, but but the Mavericks had just a 1.8% chance, and somehow
Look at
they
this.
got it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So they'll be able to get Cooper Flag if they want him, which I would imagine they would. So Mavericks pick first, then the Spurs, 76ers, Hornets, and then the Jazz round out the top 5. More stuff.
Is Cooper Flag enough to build a whole franchise around?
Yeah, Cooper Flag's
Yeah.
unbelievable. And the Mavericks actually have a very good team.
Right.
Like, when they're healthy.
Right.
And they hadn't been healthy, and they traded Luka, and so there was some problems there and stuff. And they got AD from the Lakers and stuff, so they have good big man.
Any team that Flag was going to, he's going to be the head of their marketing. Everything will be built around him.
So it's almost like they made room for
yeah.
him to come in.
And they say that getting the number 1 draft pick and getting Cooper Flag will add between $500 million to $1 billion.
Jeez.
to
Asses and seats, everything.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Jerseys.
Wow.
Yeah, all that will do it for sure. But here's the interesting thing. So, you go, oh, well, did they fix that? Is the fix in? Did you see Draymond Green allegedly reference the point spread during Game 3 of the Western Conference semifinals?
What do you mean?
Between Golden State Warriors and Minnesota Timberwolves. Social media users, spot commentators claim Green was reportedly caught on camera saying the spread is 5.5. Saying that the total was 5.5 to his teammates. The Warriors were down 8 points at the time, and the point spread was plus 5.5. The Warriors ended up losing the game by 5 points.
So you're saying the fix is in?
Yeah, because they made a basket and then they didn't foul, didn't do anything, whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like totally like, what's going on here? And stuff. And he had said the spread was 5.5 right before this whole thing went down and stuff. And it's like, what is crazy?
It does seem like basketball would be the easiest to point shade.
Well, I mean, that's
The
what
fix.
they used to do that in college.
and fix. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the other sports, I feel like it'd be much harder.
Well, you can control the game by having possession of the ball. So
Yeah.
and you can easily tank.
And like football,
Baskets.
there's so many more people involved that would have to be in on it.
Right. You'd have to take the full blame for screwing up a football
Yeah.
game. You'd have to be a quarterback who falls or fumbles.
But then sometimes they say in the NFL, people will blame players with like fantasy football because they need one more catch.
Oh,
they don't get it.
Yeah. Oh, there's fans that'll hold up like signs and stuff and be like, LeBron, I need 3 more points.
Yeah.
Whatever. And LeBron would be like, I got you, do something. It's crazy.
There's that great clip when Brady was here with Gronk and he needed one more catch to get his $1 million bonus.
For $1 million.
Yeah, and Tom's like, "What? You need one more? All right, let's do it."
I got you.
Yep.
I mean, that I understand.
Yeah,
that I totally
yeah.
get and stuff. But yeah, this is
But
pretty
it
wild.
also shows that they can rig it
They can do it,
themselves.
yeah, if they really
you know
want
what
it.
I mean? Like when
Sure.
it comes to bonus time, all those guys are getting the catches, getting the yards. They're doing whatever they have to do to get their bonuses.
Wish
You
we
know?
could rig our bonuses.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. A female Amazon delivery driver was caught on 2 security cameras going to the bathroom on properties of 2 different homeowners, both this past Sunday. Amazon says they know who she is and they fired her.
Are
She's
you mad at her?
100%.
She makes a number 1 in the weeds.
number 1 in the weeds. Okay, not a number 2 on my stairs.
No.
Oh, wait.
There's video.
I'm gonna
no,
say
no,
I'm gonna
no,
say
no.
hot. She's
No,
hot.
no.
It's not hot.
Not
and
hot.
who are these people that are just going number 2 and not cleaning up and just being like, well,
Right,
off
in your
to the
own
next
your own
place.
cleanup.
Yeah.
Your own cleanup, not even to pick up the mess you left behind.
If it's emergency, I'm okay with it as long as you clean
Once.
it up. Yeah. Well, yeah. Once.
She did it 2 different places.
But was it in the same like time span, or this is like 2 separate
no, 2
days?
separate houses. It was same day.
Yeah. I mean, things are going on.
Oh, so you got problems?
yeah.
Yeah.
I've come home and found the dog had made a mess inside the house once or twice.
Yeah.
And it is much different than I would imagine it looked like if I had made a mess inside the house.
Yeah.
Can you
Oh,
imagine
yeah.
finding adult feces at your doorstep?
Mm.
That would be ridiculous.
Yeah. But also,
I'd go, what raccoon was this?
if you have a problem, and like Mike said, if you went over to the bushes and you went number 1 or something like that, even if you had a problem, you had to go number 2. You take care of that. You don't just do it in the middle of the stairs and be
You go
like,
in the bushes.
"Peace,
Right.
I'm out of here."
Right.
You know what I mean?
I look right into the Ring camera. I go, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm really having a tough day. I apologize.
But it's funny too because on the video you see her kind of look around and they stop it right as she looks at the camera. She's like, and
Yeah.
just makes eye contact with the camera, and then
But back to Galvin's point, how do you not clean that yourself up?
right,
Like that seems to
Unless
me
you're
that-
doing it on purpose.
yeah,
Oh,
unless
you're
you have
into that?
mental
Mm.
problems.
Well, remember the last lady who did it on a car? She said it
Yeah.
was so clean she
That
didn't have to.
was
which
amazing.
Yeah.
But that was not clean.
That was
by,
not clean.
by any means.
she
No.
says a clean break.
Yeah.
No. I mean, she had an explosion. that
Yeah.
lady. I've
So
watched that
I-
video a lot.
Right. So I would just imagine if you did this and you were just so embarrassed, you didn't know what to do, like that's the only way that you don't like clean and you try and run away.
Maybe
But
she
doing
ran-
it on
She
but
cleaned
do-
up in the truck. Maybe.
yeah, but doing it on the stairs, like that's intentional. Like
Yeah.
if it's an accident and you're just like I have to go, you try and go hide. You don't do it like right in the middle.
I bet Moose has done this before.
Wait.
not number 2, number 1. I bet Moose is number 1 before.
Yeah,
I'll pull over to a bush or something.
Joe just did it 10 minutes ago out back.
That's true. It's all right, Joe.
All right.
a man is going viral for his story about his roommate stealing some of his cake from his mini fridge. So he had a cake in his mini fridge. Roommate comes in, steals some of the cake. Then the guy had an allergic reaction to the peanuts in the cake and wants this guy to pay his medical bills.
No.
No.
The cake
No.
that he stole and ate.
No,
Yeah.
nobody
That's
invited.
on you.
Poisoning him.
By the way,
Yeah.
who's keeping a cake in a mini fridge? That's about all you can put in a mini fridge.
If you're if you're at college, they have like the
Yeah.
mini cakes, you know what I mean? But if
Oh,
you're at
yeah,
college,
Could have been a slice. I don't know whether it was like a
Right.
whole cake.
Okay. Well, no, he deserves nothing.
Yeah, you
He's a
deserve to have a peanut allergy.
Galvin, I feel like this is a good time for us to confess.
Ooh.
Friday, we ate some of your nuts.
Oh, some of these?
Yeah.
That's fine.
I got up and I go, I want to eat one of those nuts. Joe goes, I want a nut too. And we ate some of your nuts. Okay. No allergies. No,
They've been
no
here for
lawsuits.
quite some time.
I know. It
They're
was
probably
fun.
a bit stale.
But it caused me to go
Probably
out and
have-
buy nuts.
Probably have fruit flies.
Oh,
No,
no.
no.
A couple went to a fast food place right here in Florida and noticed that instead of their name on their order, it just said help. What do you do?
You call for help.
Absolutely. So they were concerned. They called the cops. Turns out it was just an employee messing around.
Oh, geez.
The old goof.
Ugh.
When I was a kid, I was at the bus stop waiting for a city bus to take me to school. The city bus, not a school bus.
Right?
And a city bus was coming, and I thought it was our bus, and it went past us, and there was a digital sign on the top, and it said, emergency, please call police.
Oh.
I had assumed the bus had been hijacked.
Yeah.
It's not. It was just a rolling sign that they put up in case they were stuck on the side of the road or something's going on, and the guy didn't know he had it on. But man, we ran. We had to tell the principal. The principal had to call the police. It was a big deal, but
Really?
it turned out it was just a mistake.
Ah.
Emergency, please call police. I was freaking out.
Keanu Reeves involved at all? or
Maybe.
no?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They couldn't slow down.
This is an interesting fact. You know how they figure out different things? I thought this was kind of interesting. If bees got paid minimum wage,
Okay.
a jar of honey would cost how much do you think?
Oh, I don't
Just
know.
ballpark
I mean,
if-
I don't know how long it takes to make honey.
it.
Oh.
Well, I can tell you it's quite a bit.
I'd say $150.
$150 for a jar of honey.
Yeah.
No,
Bees got paid minimum wage. A jar of honey would cost how much?
because it would take more than one bee.
There's a lot of bees.
Yeah.
A lot of bees.
A lot of bees
All right.
on a high. Let's say 100 bees,
Okay.
and it probably takes them a couple of days to make honey.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't really. I have no idea, Galvin. I don't even
I'm
know where
saying
to start.
250.
Oh, more than that.
$250.
I say more than that.
Okay. Well, how much?
Well,
more?
what's a guess?
Well, I would think. Oh, let me think. Okay, so if they're working at minimum wage is what? How much? $10 an hour?
I think it's more than that.
Let's just say 10.
Can
All
we?
right.
Are we outsourcing these bees to China to?
No,
put
no,
the
these are
honey
American
or-
bees.
These are American bees.
American bee. Ooh.
Yeah.
So
Then-
let's say 8 hours a day times $10. It's $80. Then you need a lot of bees, 100 bees to make in a hive. So I'm gonna say $1,000 a jar.
$1,000 jar.
I'm going to say $3,000.
Oh.
$3,000 jar. If bees got paid minimum wage, a jar of honey would cost $182,000.
Oh my god.
Isn't that crazy?
Because you got to think of how many bees and how long it takes to make.
I got to be honest with you. I buy a lot of honey because I drink tea and I have my honey in there and I get the local honey, whatever. And it's like $12 for a jar.
Yeah.
I don't feel as bad anymore.
Yeah,
man.
right. You're stealing it from the bees.
Yeah.
That's a discount.
$182,000 it would cost in labor. That's crazy. We talk about going to the doctor and how you shouldn't be afraid to go to the doctor. If something's happening, you should definitely go to the doctor. An ER doctor in Jacksonville, Florida is trending after he revealed the 6-word phrase he sees as a huge red flag, especially whenever guys say it. He said whenever he hears it, he assumes something is very, very serious is going on with the man's health until proven otherwise.
Oh, I know what it is. I haven't pooped in 4 days.
Oh, I got one.
That's one.
It burns when I pee.
Yeah, that could be it too. The 6 words that worry him are, "My wife made me come in."
Oh.
He says that it's a red flag because men are more likely to ignore health issues or just tough it out instead of going to a doctor. So if your wife made you come in, there's a good chance that something's going on.
Are you like that?
No, I'm very proactive.
Yeah, I got to go to the doctor. I go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
She goes to the doctor every other day.
I have to go today.
There are
Always
a lot of people that do not go to men and women. A lot of people that are like, no, I'm not going to the doctor. Either they think it's, witch doctor science, or they think I'm fine. It'll work itself out kind of thing.
If I have a cold, I'm not necessarily going to the doctor. I may call Dr. DePasquale and ask him to call me something in, like for if it's been a couple of days, but that's different. But if I have some sort of medical issue where I'm not feeling well or something's hurting or something, I'm going to get that checked out. I have insurance.
Yeah.
I don't know why people wouldn't take advantage of that.
A lot of
long
people
is-
don't have insurance.
Well, that I get. If I didn't have insurance, I'd have to make the right decision too, based on what I could afford to do.
Also, how long has it been since you pooped?
Well, now it's only been about 8 hours, but yeah,
Mm.
I'm on. Yes, I had quite the experience.
That is problematic.
Do you want to hear about this?
No.
No.
Did you already send your stuff off to get your genetic testing?
I have
Or you?
not. I've not
okay.
done that yet.
I'll drop it off for you, Michael. No problem.
No,
He's going to put some of his own in there.
No, I don't trust you anymore, Joe. I don't trust you. You're gonna come back and tell me I'm only 5'8".
That'd be nice.
And you're 84 years old.
Yeah, I'm only 5'6".
On the first day of testimony in the Diddy trial, Diddy's attorneys admitted that he was prone to violent outbursts, but they said any and all sex he engaged in was consensual.
I'm not doubting that, but we are really finding out.
You're
that
not
Diddy-
doubting that?
No, I don't know that I don't know that he's raping anybody. I heard 1 or 2 people come. Some of them have changed their stories already. I don't really know what the deal is. But what we did find out is, did he like banging dudes and like getting banged by dudes? This is the most shocking thing.
But how did you find that out?
Because all of these stories of him coming out with escorts and swingers and all that.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. It's all hearsay, so we're not sure, whatever. But I doubt that it was consensual.
All of it.
I don't know. I'm not there with any of it. I mean, we've heard some stories and then retracted stories, and so I don't really know what to believe. But I'm saying that I don't really even know what Diddy's in trouble for yet. I don't know where he's supposedly getting these women from, if they were being held against their will, if they were drugged at their part. I don't know any of this stuff. I'm just hearing, things, rumors as they come out. But I think one of the solid things is a lot of guys claiming that they banged Diddy, man.
Right,
A lot of
and
Diddy,
a lot of the females are saying they were held against their will. They were held down, and they were also that whole baby oil thing is that they were putting the drug in the baby oil.
I'm not saying it's
and
not
doing
true.
that, yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Well, I mean, if we're not there, we can never know.
Right.
You just have to go with what people say, and then they investigate and do
but
all that stuff.
It's getting weird. I always think of rap guys as being like the most macho guys, and now to find out they're all doing gay stuff.
Well, also in the black community, a lot of times any kind of gay joking around or anything is like,
No,
that's don't
then
do
you
that.
find out they're what they call on the down low.
Yes.
And Diddy seemed to be on the down low.
Yeah.
Now
Diddy on the DL.
Do we find out Jay-Z's on the down low? too?
Oh, could be.
Tyler Perry coming over there?
By the way, speaking of Jay-Z, have you seen Blue Ivy lately?
No.
She's a mini Beyonce.
I wouldn't know Blue Ivy if she bit me in the...
I wouldn't either, but I just saw, I guess she's out on tour with Beyonce, and she's wearing the cowboy hat, and she has the blonde wig on and stuff. She looked like if
really?
somebody took a shrink gun and hit Beyonce. She looks exactly like her.
She does look.
I don't even know how old she is. Probably 13.
Well, good
13,
for her.
yeah.
Good for her that she doesn't look like her father.
Yeah.
Well, remember when Beyonce was pregnant, there's that clip going around where she sits down and her belly like deflates and stuff. And they're saying Blue Ivy is a clone, or they had like a surrogate that they didn't want. Like she did not carry Blue Ivy herself.
Oh.
Is the conspiracy.
She could play her mom in a movie.
Don't forget Kanye said she's retarded in his quote.
Oh, really?
Yeah, remember he was like, Jay-Z's kids are retarded.
Oh, boy.
Then he kind of apologized. He was like, I'm sorry I said that, but it's true.
Here is, look at that, them side by side. Isn't that crazy?
Oh,
she
yeah.
just looks like a younger version of her.
Good for her.
Like exactly like her.
Good for her.
That's wild. Yeah. Hang on. Let me get my computer back over here and move this around. What else do we have? Oh, Tory Lanez was stabbed in prison yesterday.
Oh, my God.
His
Question.
Yeah.
Who is Tory Lanez?
Well, I will tell you.
Okay.
He was stabbed 14 times, it says, but he's in good spirits despite the pain. Tory is serving 10 years for shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot.
Oh.
Remember that situation that went down? And he was
Yeah.
like, don't tell him I shot you in the foot.
And how long is he in there for?
10 years.
10 years, and he got stabbed 14 times.
Got stabbed 14 times.
He's going to get stabbed again.
Now, that's the thing I'm talking about. Instead of having the person go to the death penalty, whatever, you do that, and then they get stabbed 14 times, and then you're like, yes.
That's when they do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and
Yeah.
they just stab until they get tackled.
Yeah.
But he's claiming he was set up because they tried to like buy him basically and buy his soul and wanted him to be part of the, quote unquote Illuminati and stuff like that. And he denied it. And then that's why they set him up for this. So he would go away and then like basically lose all of his fame.
Stab, 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 stab.
Yeah.
How come nobody ever asked me to be in the Illuminati?
Because you can't keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Tory Lanez can?
Well, no, he denied it. They
Right.
thought they could control him because, they were helping his career and helping him come up. And he was, basically doing everything to get asked. But then when they asked, he was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Well, I think somebody should ask me. I'm open.
All right.
I'm open to the Illuminati.
We'll let them know.
Well, thank you.
We go
Whoa.
from Megan Thee Stallion to a different type of horse. Kentucky Derby winning jockey Junior Alvarado has been fined and suspended for whipping his horse too much.
I saw that. They said that he whipped him too much.
Yeah, so this is so funny to me. I mean, not funny. It's kind of sad. Jockeys are allowed to whip their horses 6 times per race.
Jeez.
Junior,
That's it?
Yeah, Junior whipped Savanti 8 times. So he went over the whipping amount.
So does he lose? Did they take it back?
No, he gets fined and suspended.
Yeah.
If he had won, would it have mattered?
He
Would
did
have-
win.
He did
He did
Oh,
win.
he did win.
Yeah. That's
And
Oh,
also-
it's like he cheated.
No, it's the extra 2 whips that did it.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, if
Yeah.
everybody else whipped
Yeah.
towards the end.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, right now it says that he's been fined and suspended for whipping the horse. I don't know whether they take that away from him, though, or how that works.
Sounds to me
I don't
like
know.
that's cheating.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely cheating. But I love that you can whip your horse 6 times, but not 8 times.
Yeah.
Right.
Are the horses feeling it?
Oh,
I would imagine. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have
Those
to.
big ass hides.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They wouldn't do it if it didn't work.
Yeah,
like-
but it kind of gives you a little, hey, let's go, but it doesn't necessarily mean it
I
hurts.
think it's more for the sound than any pain it causes.
No, I don't think you can hear anything during those races.
Yeah.
I'm the only one here who's ridden a horse.
And also,
I've
that is
ridden a
not
horse.
true.
I've ridden a horse.
all right.
Jeez.
Just because
You
you're the
make
size
bold
of it,
claims.
Just because you're the size of a jockey doesn't make you a jockey.
Yeah.
When was the last time you were on a horse there, cowboy?
The Old West.
Probably early 2000s.
At the corral? The OK Corral?
I would go as far to say I rode horses way more than you have.
Galvin's the
There's
best
no
at riding
way.
horses.
I'm not the
There's no
best.
chance.
That you notice I didn't say I was the best.
Right, right,
I said
I
I rode more
More.
because the Olivers who lived next to us had horses and
Oh.
had stables, and we used to go over there all the
You
time.
didn't
and
live
ride
by the
horses.
Olivers,
Yeah.
Joe?
We
I
also
can
had
tell you,
horses.
I rode horses more than all of you.
I believe that.
My grandpa actually had horses, and I even trained my neighbor's horse growing up.
man.
And yeah,
Regular Black Beauty
Let's
over
have a
here.
horse off.
My wife used to ride, do the whatchamacallit, I don't know what they call it, equestrian thing, whatever.
Yeah.
And now afraid of horses. When she was younger, she used to ride.
I had no idea I was in a room full of horse riders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I'm not.
we
you know.
should go. I've been wanting to go.
I'm in, Carmen.
My wife asked me if I wanted to do an excursion with her when we go on our cruise in August, where you ride the horses through the beach.
Yeah.
And I said, no,
Oh.
I don't want to sit on a horse.
Did you feel bad for the horse?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I'm too big to be sitting on a horse.
I feel the same way.
And she's like, no, that's ridiculous. I go, it's because you're not the horse.
Mm.
You know, imagine that. Imagine me climbing up 300 pounds on a horse.
The horse, you walk up to the horse and you know the horse is not happy.
No, he's like, Jesus Christ, this guy. No, I'm not doing it. I refuse for the horse's sake. I'll whip him, but I ain't sitting on it.
Oh, don't.
Only 6 times.
Yeah.
6 times.
I want to know how they came up with that number.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
And I feel like whenever I watch races, they smack them way more than 6 times.
Seems
I feel like
it.
that's all they do, right?
But that may be Kentucky Derby for that race.
Right.
It's 6. For this one, it's 12. I don't know. I have no idea.
Do you think he lost count, or do you think he's like, nope, needs to do some whipping?
I'm winning.
I bet he lost count. 6 to 8 is not like he did 12. You know what I mean?
Right, that's what I'm saying. You just they got away from him a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe don't whip horses. Maybe that's a thing that we do.
Maybe
Yeah.
just take that away,
Just do
right?
that. Just do that. Yeah.
Maybe stop racing horses because they die all the
Yeah.
time.
They shoot him
All
around the
the
track.
time.
Well, we have
Yeah.
a lot of horses.
Yeah. Remember that show Lucky that was on HBO?
Yeah, it
With
was
Dustin
good.
Hoffman? Yeah, but they had to stop filming it because they killed too many horses.
Jeez.
They're like, yep, sorry, we're done.
Yep.
Jude Law and Andrew Garfield, this sounds interesting, will play Siegfried and Roy in an Apple TV limited series called Wild Things.
Oh, that's good. I like that. I mean, that Liberace show that they made was great.
And Jude Law and Andrew Garfield, I think they're good
Would be
for
good,
Siegfried and
yeah.
Roy.
Only if it ends with him getting his head bit off.
Has to.
Yeah, that's got to be the way it goes.
That's it. I mean, it's called Wild Things.
Yeah.
So,
That sounds good.
yeah.
The Siegfried and Roy is an interesting story because they were gay magicians who worked with animals, and they were a couple, but then they weren't a couple, but they were still together all these years, right?
Right.
They were partners, but not lovers.
And they really were like the first big attraction where they gave them I don't know whether the first, but one
Right,
of the first.
in Vegas.
Where, yeah, they gave them their own theater and they were the big headlining thing.
It
and-
seemed like to me it was Siegfried and Roy and Wayne Newton. It's
Yeah.
like when I think Vegas.
But like when you think of like first magicians, Vegas,
Yeah.
that were huge out there, I think of Siegfried and Roy, but
I agreed.
yeah.
Anybody ever see them?
No, never
Me
saw
either.
him. Never
No.
saw him.
It always felt like that was something you had to go do if you went to Vegas.
I've never done Siegfried and Roy, but I did stay in that hotel where they had I think it was Mandalay Bay,
Right.
where they had the tigers and all that. So I saw the tigers, but I never went to the show.
You know what's so crazy though is thinking about that, going to that show and going, well, I mean, is the tiger chained up or do they just like it could just jump in the audience?
crowd?
Yeah.
No thanks.
Didn't it bite his head off on like in a live performance?
Yeah, it didn't bite his head off.
But-
It bit him in his jugular on
Yeah.
his neck.
And like carried him off.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
It's on
They
video.
say he was trying to carry him. I know, but nobody ever gets to see it.
Yeah.
And I one time thought I found it, and I went to watch it, and it was a cartoon. It got me all mad. No, they say that the Manticore, the tiger, was trying to take care of Roy after he went passed out. He picked him up by the neck to carry him off, but I think that's garbage. Too.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
know.
they just made that up. And then those guys lived among all those animals. Like they would just be lying around their pool and stuff. It's crazy.
You know, Melanie Griffith grew up with a lion I think it was.
Wow.
Yeah, there's like video of her whenever she was a teenager. Because I think her parents were famous, right? Weren't her
Her
parents
mother was an actress.
Yeah.
I don't know what her father
But
did.
they're like in a swimming pool with a lion
Yeah.
that lived with them. And it's like, what is going on?
What's nuts?
That's wild. The legendary New York City punk club CBGB is now a one-day music festival that'll go down in Brooklyn this September. Iggy Pop and Jack White will headline.
It had some cool bands on it. Iggy Pop, Jack White. It had some old school CBGB bands. I think Marky Ramone's playing on it. The problem is most of those bands are dead now or long
Oh, yeah,
gone.
there's a
So
lot, yeah.
yeah, I mean it's the best at best a tribute band. But man, in the '90s they had a run. Soundgarden played there. I've been there a lot. I've seen a lot of. I've gone to the bathroom there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of legendary bands played there. By the way, this has Sex Pistols playing, Melvins, Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law is actually here tomorrow night, I think. The Damned, Cro-Mags, I just saw them. Johnny Marr, Gorilla Biscuits.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said Marky Ramone. So a
Yeah.
bunch of
So
different-
it'd be kind of cool, I guess, if you're in Brooklyn.
Yeah, that'll be happening in September in Brooklyn, so you can go check that out. And then finally in news, today, Tom Segura's Bad Thoughts, a 6-episode series, hits Netflix today. Bad Thoughts is described as it thrives on unhinged, really messed up, dark comedy.
Good. It looks great.
The trailer looks fantastic, and then of course he had the commercial with his mom watching it, and he had the hidden cameras and
Yeah.
stuff, and she's like, "Tom, you cannot. You have to give them the money back."
It looks very funny. I thought it was on last night. I was up all night last night. I couldn't sleep.
Oh,
And
really?
I tried watching that Nona movie.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
I
figured
thought it was so cute.
You did?
exactly.
Yeah. Listen, I was on my walking pad and I just put it on and it's just something, It was
I
it wasn't
just can't
great.
I couldn't get through it. I tried to watch a couple of things last night. Maybe it was just the mood too.
Well, and I always see like that restaurant thing like pop up on in my Instagram
Right.
because it's based on a true story. So it'll be like this grandma of the week or whatever like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just
It's a good idea. It's just not my thing.
yeah.
Wild to see Lorraine Bracco after you haven't seen her for a while.
Yep.
It was like
That was part of the
yeesh.
problem is seeing all these old Italians.
Yeah.
Everybody got old.
Yeah.
All right, Calvin, thank you.
Got it.
Carmen, what do we got? About 30 seconds?
We could do it right now. If you,
You
wanted
can
to.
do it.
Yeah.
Fire it off.
Here we go, Bone fam. The Bone Bonus. Presented to you by Farah and Farah, Tampa's accident attorneys. FarahandFarah.com. This hour's Bone Bonus keyword is
Flight. This hour's keyword is flight. FLIGHT. Head over to the 1025 Bone app now and enter flight before 30 minutes past the top of the hour, and that $1,000 Bone bonus could be yours.
All right, good luck. Go get your money. We'll take a quick break. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 1025 The Bone. I was reading a story that said that Universal Studios is considering shutting down all of their public smoking areas. And it seems to me that would make sense because who's still smoking?
A lot of people.
People are,
It's
yeah.
a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
wild.
A lot of people are still smoking.
Mhm.
I can't imagine what would get like it's so gross to me. And I'm not one of those people that are like you like I don't like cigars. I don't like my son smokes weed. I don't like weed. I don't like any of that stuff. I can't ingest it into my lungs. It makes me nauseous. To being around, I think I'm allergic to cigar smoke because immediately the minute I smell it, I get a pain right at the top of my head. Like it's in the same spot every time. I think I have something, and I don't mean just a whole bunch of cigars. Just the minute I just get a little bit of a taste of it, it wipes me out.
It's so overpowering and gross to me. Both cigarettes and cigar, but
Cigarettes seem worse to me.
cigar, it's like a punch in the face.
Cigar is strong.
yeah, and cigarettes are just dirty. You're just
Cigarettes
like,
are dirty.
Yeah.
Like I can't. Your hands smell. Your teeth get yellow. Like cigar smoke. You're not inhaling it. There's some sort of air of aristocracy that comes with a cigar, as opposed to you think cigar, you think fat, rich, bald guy. You think cigarette, you think dirty white trash.
yeah. Yeah.
That's it. And
I
if you're
was
out
at-
there and you're smoking, yes, we're talking about you.
I was at Billy Idol, and there was a lady smoking a cigarette at the. Which
They're not allowed to, are they?
I don't think so.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it's open air, but it's still I think it's a non-smoking thing. One cigarette and that whole thing, unbelievable how overpowering it was.
Yeah.
It was so gross, and everyone was like, "Boo, you're gross."
Yeah, and then you go somewhere and they're allowed smoking, and you immediately smell like cigarettes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's disgusting.
I think even now in like the theme parks, there's like only one designated area, and I think they're going to do away with that as well.
I don't even know where that is. Like I've never. I don't know. Like I can't even picture in my head. I've been to Universal a million times where the designated smoking areas are.
I'm not sure what's there, but there used to be like multiple, like all over the parks. But now
Yeah.
they've kind of corralled everybody just to one little spot.
I would imagine the same way in the airports now too.
Well, airports, they put you in those closed cages. They have those like glass rooms that you can go smoke in there. That's where you. That's where you go. Oh, can you imagine? No, I mean, I would imagine there's filtration in there, but still, it's like they're punishing you.
But it's crazy to me, and I was alive when this was a thing. When you were on a flight and the ashtray was in that, right in the handle of the, the seat.
And then they said we have non-smoking and smoking sections in the same airplane.
In the tube.
Yeah.
In a tube.
But crazy. By the way, when we used to be at the station, I remember walking in after somebody who was smoking, get in the elevator, and you're like, good Lord.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so bad.
I remember flying as a kid, and like the captain has turned on the non-smoking sign.
Yeah.
So it's like, can you imagine somebody lighting up a cigarette now on an airplane?
In an airplane that is a giant tube filled with fuel.
Yeah.
Like how that was ever a safe thing for them. I mean, you don't hear about planes exploding in the sky from cigarettes. So
And
I
the
guess it was
ashtray's
pretty
right
safe.
there next to you. Like,
They had smoking and non-smoking in restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that as a
In
kid too.
restaurants.
But at least
You're
that they
eating.
kind of divided it a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But still got over,
You
you
can
know.
still smell.
Yeah, yeah. Ugh.
I'm still shocked by the amount of people that smoke in their cars.
Yeah.
Your whole car stinks.
Yeah.
And then people smoke with the windows up or windows closed
But
even.
that's where you should. I don't let it, as long as it's not affecting me, I don't really care.
Yeah.
It's when it affects me. That's when I'm bothered by it.
Sure. I mean, anything that happens in public is
Yeah.
I've had to change a hotel room because I got a non-smoking room, and I walked in and I go, somebody was definitely smoking in here. When I
Yeah.
went down I go, definitely smoking in there. Like, there's no way you can hide that. And they're like, all right, we'll put you. They must have known because they're like, we'll put you in another room. I was like, yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, I don't know if you're still smoking today. I don't know why. If you want to call up and try to defend yourself, feel free. 800-771-1025. I just assume that if you're still smoking today, it's because you're so stuck
Addicted.
in the addiction. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't get out of it.
But
yeah.
can you? I don't know whether it's the same or whatever. But you vape. You can vape, and that
They
doesn't
say
have.
that's even worse.
Well, no, I don't care about you. I'm
Yeah.
not
Oh.
you, Carmen. I'm saying I don't care about
Thanks.
your health as a smoker. I'm concerned about me smelling
Yeah.
it.
Right.
You don't smell the vape. It's not like cigarette smoke. But can you still get your addiction, your fix of nicotine? And
Joe blows his vape in my face all the time.
I do, and I do it on purpose.
Yeah. He knows I hate it, and it
Yeah.
pisses me off so much.
And
he
I
does it
still
on
do.
purpose.
Joe does
Yes.
not smell like smoke.
but also at least it's strawberry licorice or whatever he's doing. You know what I mean?
It's still very gross.
What is it, Joe?
It's just regular nicotine. There's
Right,
no
but I mean,
flavor.
like you don't have a flavor,
No,
but
no,
you
no.
don't
The
smell
flavor-
like cigarettes.
No, but the flavor is where like that's where all those imported vapes are coming in and causing a lot of problems. So people are saying that those are the ones that are a lot worse for you. Now, I'm not
Well, no.
saying vaping is good for you, but the Chinese
The
imports of
bubblegum,
the-
cherry,
that
and
kind
all
of
that
stuff for the
they're
kids
just
is not
saying-
good.
They're saying the oil because it starts as an oil and then it vaporizes into smoke. But then when it goes, I know, I can see your dumb face. What would you call it,
Vaporize.
idiot?
Vape.
We
Oh.
all knew you said it wrong.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I
Good.
forget Carmen can see this.
Yeah.
Whose dumb face are you looking at? Me?
Your-
why
your
me?
dumb
We
face.
all looked at each other. Why is it
I-
me?
Well,
Well, 'cause
Why-
I can
on
only.
camera.
Yeah, you're the only face that I can see.
Yep.
And you-
I didn't make
Dylan.
face at all.
No,
But
yeah, you did.
anyway, it goes from oil to smoke. And
How
then
does
when
it do that?
you're an idiot. And then when it goes back into your lung, it goes back into an oil. So it causes
that sounds gross.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're saying that's the problem with vaping, and it doesn't matter if it has flavor or even if it's weed or nicotine. It doesn't matter.
Old sludge lungs.
Once it gets into your lungs, it goes back to the oil, and that's the problem they're
That's
finding
like crystal
with vapes.
meth. Whenever it recrystallizes in your under your
Ugh.
skin, that's why they're all
Scratch
picking at it and doing that.
Yeah.
Joe, were you a
Like
heavy?
who are you talking about?
Meth addicts.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Were you like a heavy smoker before you switched to the vape? Or
No, I was I was an occasional smoker,
Right.
but not really. I mean,
But now you smoke more.
I mean, I wouldn't say more. I would say about the same amount.
But if you were
you know.
if you were an occasional smoker, but now you smoke every day.
Well,
When you
when
say
I
you're
say
smoking
occasionally,
more.
I'm saying when I was smoking, I would smoke maybe 1 or 2 cigarettes a day. And this is definitely less than that.
1 or 2 cigarettes a day is good for a smoker.
Yeah.
I mean, people
Yeah,
are smoking packs a day.
Yeah.
And I was basically doing. I didn't start smoking until I was like 40 years old.
Oh, why?
I-
What made you start smoking so late?
Wanted to look
Divorce.
cool.
Divorce.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I think. When I was a kid, smoking it was,
Yeah.
to try to look cool.
No,
When
it
you're
was,
in your
rebellious.
40s.
Yeah, no, it was like a social thing. I'd take a break from work and go down to the, one of the parking garage levels, and me and Steve Miller would sit out there and burn heaters.
So it's Miller's fault.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Totally
I
Miller's
do
fault.
remember leaving the studio and seeing a couple people out there out front smoking. Carmen, do you remember anybody out there smoking?
No, I do not. Calvin?
Mm.
Oh, wow.
You know, Carmen, you smoked?
Ew.
No.
Ew.
You never smoked?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I'm confused.
She's saying no, she did
Did
not smoke.
Ew.
But I mean, if you did and you don't anymore, that's fine.
No, I smoked when I drank. Was really like anytime I was drinking.
Yeah, a lot
I
of
would.
girls say that.
You were
Yeah.
drinking in front of the station?
Oh,
I
man.
drank at the station a lot, Gio.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
if you
true.
know this.
No, that's true. I forgot.
We made her.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was forced to.
Yeah.
And I smoked the Virginia Ultra Slims, like the little
Classy.
toothpicks.
Don't count.
Classy lady.
No, but I'm just saying, like they did not hurt. You know what I mean? It wasn't like smoking a Newport or something.
You should
where
put in one of those handles like Gorilla DeVille used to use.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never even tried a cigarette
Me
ever.
either.
When I was a kid, all the adults around me smoked nonstop, and it always just grossed me out.
I
So-
always thought it was gross. I puffed on a cigarette a couple times, like whenever I was younger. I was
Yeah.
like, boo, joking around, whatever. But yeah,
In high school, it was like it was like the cool thing. I still couldn't bring myself to it. I
No.
smoked a cigar, but that's it. And that's even worse, probably.
That's why, like, when I try to smoke pot now, I can't even take a hit because my lungs are just so not used to
Yeah.
smoke at all that it's been, I cough and I look like a fool.
but they say that the actual marijuana smoke isn't like cigarette smoke. It's different. It doesn't have the carcinogens in it like the cigarette smoke does, and you can actually, it's beneficial to your lungs.
To
With this-
smoke weed?
Because the inhaling and the holding it in and doing that type of stuff will build up your lung. I mean, it's still, I believe, bad,
Right.
in the
Not
long
as-
run, but it's not as bad as cigarette smoke.
Well, I've never done the cigarette. I can't do the pot, and I've had pneumonia 3 times in my life, so
Yeah.
I don't really know where I land on the lung situation.
I got to be honest with you. I think I've only smoked pot like a couple times
Yeah,
when I was in high school. Like I tried it and I was like, I think I'm just going to drink.
and that wasn't a thing for us in high school. Drugs weren't really a thing. It was everybody smoked and drank. That was the big deal. Nobody
Yeah.
was really doing drugs. I never really, when I went to St. Leo, there was a couple of people smoking pot here and there. And then the thing was that the guy who had the highest GPA on our floor was the biggest pothead. He was he had a 4.0 GPA and he was the biggest weed smoker in the whole building.
I feel like now everywhere I go, I smell people smoking weed. Whether
Weed.
it's
Oh, yeah.
Circle K, Publix parking
Yeah.
lot,
My driveway.
everywhere.
Yeah.
you
Any
smell it.
parking garage, it just smells totally
Yeah.
of weed.
everywhere.
I wonder why that is. I wonder why the parking garages are the
They're
spot.
smoking up before they go into wherever
Yeah.
they're going
Wherever.
or doing something. Yeah.
And
I mean, any concert I go to, I smell weed.
Yeah.
All the time.
for sure.
Because you still can't smoke it in like smoking sections.
No.
You can't?
No, because it's medical. I mean, so I guess technically, but most places say, like most of them, like specify that.
But isn't it just a ticket now if you get busted?
Right.
It's not like it used to be.
Nobody's going to jail.
You're going to jail. Now it's like, just write me the ticket, whatever.
I used to worry that my son was going to get pulled over with it in the car, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
legal now.
I don't even know how much they enforce it.
Yeah.
But it's legal if you have your card.
Right, but I don't think it's legal if you're smoking.
No.
Yeah, you still
No,
can't
yeah.
operate a vehicle.
Yeah. If your car smells like it, I think they can still.
Right.
Yeah, but I think his car's always going to smell like it because he smokes in his car.
And if they smell it, they're like, I smell weed. When was the last time you smoked weed? And he could be like, 2
Yeah.
days ago, my friend
Yeah.
was in here or whatever. Here's the other interesting thing for a lot of ladies as well. Whenever you're going into like a stadium for like a concert, or if you're going to a sporting event or anything like that, if you have your medical marijuana card and you have a bag that's too big to bring in, you can tell them you have medication in there, and you can go through a different line and you can go in with that.
Oh.
I bet you wish you knew that when you were in Vegas.
I do, yeah.
Oh.
But a lady at Raymond James told us that.
Oh, really?
Because she said something about it, and she goes, "Do you happen to have your medical marijuana card, or do you have any medication in there?" And Jenny goes, "Yeah." And she goes, "Okay, you can go to this line right over here." And we're like, "Perfect,
Yeah,
that
that's
works
good.
out. Don't have to throw away another bag."
I have an announcement to make, much like John Kerry. I will
Mhm.
be giving my medals back.
Oh.
I have my Two Bears 5K medal
Yeah,
that I did not earn.
right.
I've been accused of stolen valor.
Yeah,
I did not run or walk or
No.
do the 5K.
did not earn the medal.
There was a lady who I guess did the early run at 7:30, and they had some problems getting the medals over there from the airport,
Yeah.
and she did not get a medal. And I will be sending her my medal.
Oh.
Oh.
How
She
do you
has
know
a
she
medal.
finished it though?
Because another guy emailed me and he said, I have a friend who did the race and she did the 7:30 run. I did know that they did not have them early enough for the 7:30 run, people.
Yeah, I did hear people saying they had not received their medals and they were waiting
Yeah.
because the truck was late or something.
So I'm going to send that lady the medal so that she has it so that I can no longer be accused of stolen valor.
Not all heroes wear capes, everybody.
Thank you.
I mean, you're still stolen valor
How?
because you stole the valor.
You tried, and you took a
Yeah.
picture with it. Like even Ian said, he was proud of you because when he saw the picture, he thought
Right.
you finished it and stuff.
Right.
So
You should have
I mean, you tricked everybody.
refused the medal.
Yeah.
Right.
You should have, whenever they said, "Here's your medal," you should have said, "I can't take this."
I know,
didn't-
but I was trying to carry over an audience to the show so that they were like, did he do it? Did he not do it? And as a result, I may have stolen some valor.
I mean, you could have just like held it up.
I
You
think-
didn't have.
What's the
You did not
difference?
have to put
What's the
it.
difference between holding it up and putting it on?
Putting it on means you earned it. You
What's the
you
difference?
received it.
I did not earn it.
What's the difference between looking at a stripper and having sex with a stripper?
Right.
One will get you divorced.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you'll get divorced over your stolen
I'm glad
valor.
you made it right, though. I feel good about that.
Thank you, Gio. I appreciate that. Carmen, what is going on with the power over there?
I have no idea. In the middle of news, it just everything went out.
It's like Newark Airport over there.
Yeah. But we do have generators just for the studios. So it kicked right back on.
Yeah.
But the hallway, everything else, all the power is still out.
You got air conditioning?
It doesn't feel like it.
Oh,
Here
But-
comes taco pits.
Yeah.
No, but see, now I'm looking at the thing and like one of the vents, and there's like a piece of paper by it.
I would
and it's
imagine.
blowing.
I would imagine that the
AC is
it-
connected to the
to the
generators.
generator, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
for
they-
the studios because there's a bunch of different,
Yeah.
I know they do have to keep the equipment cooled, so I think maybe there's something.
Might just be fan though.
Yeah.
Might not be actual AC.
It's not bad though because it was freezing in here.
Are they
So-
working on it?
I don't know. I've been in here with you guys.
Oh, I don't know.
yeah,
I bet
Yeah,
they're running through the hallways.
yeah. I'm not just like out there. I can't,
Yeah.
So I went out there and I saw a couple people, but they were walking to the other side of the building because that's where all the equipment is and
Right.
stuff, I'm guessing.
Right.
So I didn't really get to talk to anybody,
Okay.
but I would have to assume everyone.
Joe said your camera went out,
Yes.
and that was a result of the power going out.
Yes.
That's why I made a face at you before because I didn't think you could see me.
Yeah, I can. No.
Yeah.
Because it's in studio, so I
Right.
can.
I don't like it.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is why we can't go back there.
It's falling apart.
Can we take this time to plug a few things?
Plug away.
We are currently broadcasting live on YouTube. If you go to calta.tv, it'll take you directly there. Or if you just search the Mike Calta Show on YouTube, I would appreciate if you would like and subscribe to the channel. That would be nice. It helps us out when you subscribe. It also alerts us whenever a thing goes live. including on Friday we did a Me and My Wife podcast. I love how I just assumed it was episode 14, and it turned out it was 13, but they just labeled it 14 anyway because I screwed it up. But that is up there, as well as our interviews with Kevin Smith and David Koechner, who were in here on Friday. And the Kevin Smith interview is taken off right now. I went to sleep last night. There was 2 clips on there. One was Kevin Smith talking about, I don't know, something, and it had like 5,000 views overnight, which is pretty good. And then there's a clip of Kevin talking about Harvey Weinstein and how Harvey Weinstein set him up with a phone call to find out if he was a leak to the New York Post. And I don't think Kevin's ever told that story before. And I went to bed and woke up, and that has 30,000 views.
Wow.
So it's on fire right now. So there's a bunch of stuff. And if you missed Friday's show with Kevin Smith and David Koechner, you can find that on YouTube. You can find past shows on there, as well as clips and shorts and a whole bunch of other stuff. So go check that stuff out, will you? For the love of God. Go give it a little like. Carmen, we have Metallica tickets to give away.
We do.
We're going to take a break, and we come back, and we're going to give those away next. If you want to get them, get on the phone lines, 800-771-1025. I'm not 100% sure how we're going to do that. I'm going to discuss it with Galvin. We'll let you know here during the break, and we'll give those away next on 1025 The Bone. I was just looking at YouTube because evidently whatever happened at the radio station with the power, Carmen knocked the YouTube out.
Oh, okay.
So somebody needs to go restart it over there or whatever they do.
Well, no, that room isn't.
It's not working?
I don't know. When I went over there, the lights weren't on or anything like that. I'll go double check, but I don't think
man.
that. I don't think
It's just
that
like
room
Newark
is on.
Airport over there.
Yeah, I don't think that room is on a generator, but I can go check.
That's what I figured. So, I believe Joe asked an engineer to do that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so don't worry about it, Carmen. I'm sure they have nothing else going on right now.
Right.
But anyway, we're on Bone TV, but we're not on YouTube because the YouTube is down right now because of the power outage.
Okay.
Anyway, so I was looking at YouTube to see what was happening, and I clicked on today's show. My eyes seem droopier today than ever before. Do you not see it like down here?
No.
I think that's just normal.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Something you guys have probably noticed that I've never noticed before. They're even more. They seem even more buttholier to me than they would normally be.
That one a little bit more actually.
This one,
Yeah.
that
Your,
one.
your left.
What about the right?
My right. Yeah.
At
Maybe.
least I'm not having a stroke.
No.
I don't know. What are you gonna do? I can't do anything. I got a droopy face.
Didn't they have like an operation or something? You get to do that or
Yeah,
something?
I wouldn't do operation.
No,
but if
because you
there
look
was-
weird after that.
Is there? I mean, I see on TV all the time, like which one? Lotions
Butthole
and
eye
stuff.
cream?
Yeah, like cream.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether that actually works.
I don't know either, but I don't really care. I feel bad. You guys are the ones that have to look at it. My wife has to stare at it.
Have you ever put Preparation H on there?
I have not. I know that Conan O'Brien used to do that,
Yeah.
but I don't know if that was for.
It's
from
the
what I
puffiness.
heard,
It draws the water out.
but what I heard is Preparation H changed the formula, the way it does
Oh.
things, and it doesn't work anymore.
Hmm.
But I don't know that to be true either.
Yeah.
Either way. All right. We've got tickets to give away to go see Metallica on Friday night, right, Carmen? That's Limp Bizkit night?
Yes.
Correct.
It's Limp Bizkit and
Ice Nine
And
Kills.
Metallica.
Ice Nine Kills. That was it. I couldn't think of the other
waiting
band.
to see what he came up with.
Yeah, I was going to say Pierce the Ass. I couldn't
No,
remember. That's a
not
different
it.
band.
That's not. No, no.
Crossbreed.
Yeah.
And all right, no, it's Ice Nine Kills, Limp Bizkit, and Metallica, Raymond James Stadium in June. We've got your tickets to give away. We're going to do it right now. A little game called Ready, Set, Lie. Here we go. That is loud. That is very loud.
That was very loud.
What's going to happen is we're all going to say a truth. That is a truth for one person and a lie for everybody else. After we've all said it, I'll pick some contestants. They'll have an opportunity to ask questions to that person. They could either ask one person, or they could ask three people, or they could ask two different people, however they want to break it up, to try to figure out which person this is a truth for. It'll start with me, and it'll go around the room. We're all going to read it exactly the same so as to not give you any hints. You guys ready?
Yes.
Here we go. At a job I worked at, on my last day, I ate everybody's lunch that was in the fridge. Galvin or Joe?
At a job I worked at, on my last day, I ate everybody's lunch that was in the fridge.
At a job I worked at, on my last day, I ate everybody's lunch that was in the fridge.
And Gio.
At a job I worked at, on my last day, I ate everybody's lunch that was in the fridge.
And Carmen.
At a job I worked at, on my last day, I ate everybody's lunch that was in the fridge.
Clearly, one of us is a pig. I will grab a contestant, and that contestant is... Good morning, who is this?
Amy.
Amy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you this morning?
All right, Amy, I'm great. You've heard the truth. You get 3 questions. You could ask all to one person. You could divide them up, 2 and 1, 1 and 3, however you want to do it. And then you will have to decide which one of us ate all the lunches in the fridge. Go ahead, Amy, with your questioning.
I want to ask Gio, what year was this? Can you tell me?
2004.
Did you piss everybody off?
I don't know that they found out because I was gone already. Last day.
Okay.
One more question.
And I got one more question.
Yes.
I'm sticking with Gio.
Okay.
My gut tells me it's Gio. I don't need another question.
You're just going to pick Gio right out of the gate.
I'm going to pick Gio right out of the gate.
Are you sure it's not my gut that's telling you I would eat all the food?
All right, so Gio, is Amy right? Was it you who ate all the lunches in the refrigerator on the last day of work?
It was not me.
Oh. Sorry, Amy, you did not win. Sorry about your luck. Should have used that 3rd question. Good morning, who is this? Good morning, who is this?
Jesse.
Jesse, you get 2 questions, and you get to ask him however you'd like to divvy them up among the group.
And Gio is out.
Gio is not the one.
Okay. All right. Mike, how long did you work at that job?
4 years.
And when did you leave?
1998. Now you got your 2 questions. Now you'll have to pick which one of us ate the sandwiches that were in the fridge.
I'm going to go a wild guess. Go, Joe.
You say Joe. You asked me the questions, but you say Joe. Joe,
Yes, Michael.
was it in fact you who ate the food in the fridge?
It was not me.
No, I'm sorry,
I
sir.
ate
You're
the
out.
food in the
You're out.
Down to 3.
It sounds like the type of scumbag. thing
No,
you would do.
scumbag move, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like you.
Well, you look like the type of scumbag that could do it. So
Good morning. Who is this?
This is Jeff.
All right, Jeff. You get 1 question. It is between me, Galvin, and Carmen. You get 1 question, and then you'll have to decide for the Metallica tickets who ate the food in the fridge.
Okay, this question is for you, Mike. Where did you work?
Would that give it away? It was another radio station.
Okay. I'm going to choose you.
You say I am the one who ate the food in the fridge.
Yes.
Because I'm fat?
Yeah.
No, but actually because you said what it was a minute ago, I think.
I did say sandwiches. But it was not me, sir. I'm sorry. We did not have a winner there. Well, the person who come forward who ate all the sandwiches in the fridge, it's either Carmen or Galvin. Which one of you did it?
It was more than just sandwiches.
What a
Now,
dick
where were you
move.
working?
It was a paper packing company that I worked at. It was like a factory, and
Right.
it was a really good paying job, but I was working to save up money to move to Florida, and we hated the job. Me and 2 of my friends worked there. And the last day, we were like, we should just eat everybody's lunch. And we just went through everybody's lunch.
You weren't grossed out by that? That grosses me out. They eat other people's
Yeah, it
lunch.
was all packed lunches and
Dude.
stuff, you know.
That's so funny.
Here when we were at the radio station, somebody took a bite out of my sandwich and put it back.
Are you serious?
That was not me.
Yes.
That was not me.
I had a sandwich and someone took a bite out of it and put it back in the fridge.
What is the thought process behind that?
I-
Was your name on it?
I don't think so.
Maybe they just didn't like the sandwich. They would have ate the whole thing. The fact that they put it back is crazy. We wound up going in. It was me and two of my buddies, and we wound up going in, and we're just like pulling stuff out and just left it all there. And we're like, peace, we're out of here.
When I worked for CBS, Tom Rivers was the big boss, and he was the big guy in town. He used to be the morning show host, and he ran the whole building. And I go in the refrigerator every once in a while, and there'd be a brown paper bag, and it said Tom Rivers lunch, Tom Rivers lunch. And one day I was like, this is the most important guy in radio in this town, and he's bringing a brown bag lunch to work every day?
Yeah.
And my friend Morgan was like, oh, no, that's mine. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, it's the only way to get people to not eat it.
That's pretty smart.
That's a good move.
Pretty smart.
It was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious.
I don't know if somebody knew it was mine. Was just trying to like prank me or something. But
I know in the radio station, a lot of people think that everybody's food is fair game because we get so much free food at the station.
it was a public sub, half of a public sub.
Yeah, but
somebody
that's-
opened it, took like 2 bites, and then put it back.
Oh, man.
That is so insane to me.
Yeah.
Like that has to be someone messing with you.
I
Or
wonder-
have to
somebody
admit.
that thought it was like, we have free public subs in the refrigerator.
But why would you put it back?
Yeah.
Well, they took a couple bites and then they weren't full.
Or do you think they were like, I'm going to have my lunch and ate like 2 bites and went, oh, this isn't mine, and then wrapped it back up and put it back in there?
Maybe that too.
I would just put on my paper bag, I would just put, eat this. I dare you.
I have only one time stolen anything from the refrigerator, and it was at Cox, and I borrowed Ann Kelly's creamer one time. I couldn't give it back, so I didn't borrow it. I stole it. She had a half gallon or a quart of creamer in there, and we had no more creamer in the kitchen, so I used it for my coffee, maybe a teaspoon. That was the only thing I've ever stolen from anybody.
And that's kind honestly like okay.
Yeah, like
As
I know
long
she
as
would
you
have
don't-
said okay if I would have asked her.
And as long as you don't finish it.
No,
You know what I mean?
right,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like creamer's okay, but people who just eat other people's food,
No, that's
insane.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, I'll never. There was a guy named Sam who was the music director for Thunder, and I'll never forget. Amanda worked 2 jobs. She worked at New York Life Insurance, and then she switched over to the tanning salon that is actually in the parking lot where we work now. And I bought her sushi and was bringing it over to her as she switched jobs so that she'd have some dinner. And I went to the refrigerator to get it, and it was gone. And then I walk down the hall and I see Sam, and he's just sitting there eating the sushi. And I go, what are you doing? And he goes, what? And I'm like, that was mine. I just paid like $60 for that. And he's like, oh, I didn't know. Ledger usually leaves me some food, whatever's left over in the fridge. I'm like, you thought that the food that was wrapped up in a bag, I was like, you're just an asshole.
Remember whenever I ordered the pizza and the receptionist took a slice?
Just a slice. And then you got in trouble for yelling at me?
Yeah, because perception is reality.
Yeah.
Ugh.
She
What
took
a-
a slice of your pizza.
We ordered a pizza, and we got it, and there was a slice missing. And Galvin's like, this is ridiculous. And she just reached in there and ate a slice of our pizza.
Which receptionist was it?
Michelle.
Michelle. Oh, yeah.
Long
And
time
I go,
ago.
what are you doing? I go, that's insane, whatever this and that. And then our vice president told me that I'm big and intimidating and that I scared her. And I go, I was mad
She stole
because she
from
stole
us.
Yeah,
from us.
that was the
And
idea.
I go, I didn't even raise my voice. I went in there. I go, what are you doing? I go,
And-
why would you
What we
take?
told her was that we needed a whole pie for a bit,
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
ruined the bit.
Yeah,
And clearly you didn't scare her enough to not steal
Yeah.
your pizza.
I guess.
Well.
And he told me perception is reality. I go, I don't even know what that means. I go, do I get my slice of pizza back?
Yeah, that was
Crazy.
pretty amazing. That whole thing, the whole balls on her to take the bit, which, by the way, we would have given her
100%.
as many
If
pieces as
she
she
would have
wanted.
Yeah.
asked, yeah. Because up until that point, totally fine with her. Like, she
Right.
was nice and stuff. If she was said, oh, can I have a slice of it? Absolutely. Help
Yeah.
yourself. But you got to ask. You don't
You can't
take
just
it.
say- you don't touch
take
people's
it
food.
And don't say anything.
Yeah.
That was pretty scummy.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
And then you got in trouble.
Yeah, I know. That's so wild.
Perception's reality.
But my whole thing with eating the lunches at the place that I worked at, we did it out of spite. We hated everybody
Yeah.
there.
Right,
and we
right.
did it.
That was the
because-
idea.
Yeah, we wanted to make people mad.
I couldn't do that. I think other people's food, not that they touched it or anything, but just the idea that it was theirs would gross me out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was younger, and
It's
who
a good
cares?
funny. It's a good prank.
Yeah.
It's a good prank, and also caused no winner for Metallica.
No
tickets. Yeah, we will do it again in the 9:00 hour. It could be Galvin again. It could be one of us. Could be Carmen. We'll play it again in the 9:00 hour. But right now, I need to clear the phone lines because Dom is going to be coming in the studio,
Mhm.
and now is the time to get on the phones. If you have a question for Ask the Dom, not to win Metallica tickets, but if you have a question for Ask the Dom, whether or not you need a a lawyer for something, you need to find out if you do need a lawyer, if you should be suing, if not, if you're in trouble, if you have something going on, if you want to talk to Dom, you can get through 800-771-1025. That's 800-771-1025. Ask the Dom is in the studio next on 1025 The Bone. In a short amount of time. Dom, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Good morning. Happy Tuesday, guys.
Happy Tuesday to you.
Happy Tuesday.
I'm having stomach issues today, Dom.
Well, did you take antacids? Have we gone number 2?
No, we went number 2 yesterday. It's not an acid problem. It's more like I'm cramping. You know what I mean? I feel like I have my period.
You know, was it a few weeks ago? I came into the station and we're about to do my segment, and then so Galvin comes on. He's running the show because it was like it was an emergency.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then Galvin, you remember? And then Mike didn't come back for like an hour.
No, and I was going the whole time.
Yeah.
And so maybe it's my segment. You know, you get maybe I come on, you get cramps.
You move me.
I move.
He's ovulating, Dom. He's ovulating.
Well, you know, at least this lawyer is good for something. You guys replace me with AI pretty soon.
By the way, I talked to Dom the other day and thanked him, but I'd like to thank him on air. Took care of a speeding ticket for me. No points. No.
That's good.
Nothing.
That's
Yeah, all that good stuff. So thank you, Dom. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Absolutely. Happy to help. No points, no school.
Yep.
No stress.
No stress.
That should be a slogan somewhere.
No school, no points, no stress, all Dom.
No hike on your insurance, Gal.
Right,
That's the thing. My insurance is killing me right now.
Yeah.
Dude, I just added my daughter to my insurance.
Oh, that's the worst.
And it's insane.
Yep.
Start crying until they're out of the house or over 25. Now you can, even if they're minors. We had an insurance agent on last week with the show. You actually can give them their own policy.
But then, but does it help? I mean, does it lower your prices?
Yeah, it could be cheaper. So for example, even if they're minors, they can have their own policy. They can have their own vehicle. If they're 16 years old, they have their own vehicle, 16, 17.
Yeah.
And you put them on their own separate policy, so they're isolated in essence from the family. So it is, in some instances, and depending on the insurance carrier, it is cheaper, but it's certainly something to look into. Which everyone has a different provider. Ask your agent or contact your insurance company if you have minor kids, which of course skyrocket everything, or even if the kids are older but still live in the household. Because if your age of 18, between the 18 and 25, they're going to just it's going to be astronomical.
No, it made me think about getting rid of the kid.
Well, that's what deportation? What are you talking about?
I don't know. Leave him somewhere. See if we can find his way home.
Well, I think if he could do that,
Well,
but just something to consider. We just had a segment on it a week ago as an option to help rates go down, especially with the summer months coming up.
well, I'll tell you I'll look into anything at this point because it is ridiculous. So, my wife and I we're talking about it, and she's like, I don't know how people afford this. I go, I know. It's insane. I don't know how we afford it. All right, if you want to get through, we got phone lines open, 800-771-1025. Let's go to Steve. Steve, good morning. You're on with Ask Don. What do you got, Steve?
Hey, Don, how's it going?
Good. Good morning.
Good morning. So I have a question here. I'll give you the
question, sir.
So I got a DUI back in December, but I blew zeros. I was not drunk. I was not drinking. I was just coming home to pick up my kids, and they still arrested me. I still spent the night in jail.
Well, if I could jump in real quick, I just want to ask Dom, how does that happen? If he blew zeros, how do they still arrest him?
Because they probably asked for a urine sample, which they went fishing. If they think that you're intoxicated under alcohol, and then you blow .000, then they're wrong. But you're showing clues or signs of impairment allegedly. So then they say, well, give us a urine sample because then there must be some type of substance.
So they arrest you to take you in and get the urine sample.
Correct. Did you give a urine sample, sir?
I gave a urine sample and it came back clear.
All right. Well, fantastic. So if you have a .00 and nothing's in your urine, then did you retain the services of attorney or are you representing yourself?
I got an attorney and the county offered to reduce it to a civil infraction, but 4 points on my license. And I'm like, I think I'm kind of getting screwed here.
A civil infraction for why? This got to be Pinellas or Pasco. What are they reducing it to? A careless driving?
Yeah, reckless driving. It seems like it's the same thing as what they give everybody that got a DUI for the first time.
Now, well, first of all, some counties will reduce it to a civil infraction, which is a careless 316.1925. But if you're thinking they're going to reduce it to a reckless driving, which is usually what most counties do, which is the statute right below the DUI statute, which is 316.193 is a DUI.
That's right.
316.192 is a reckless.
Yes.
Now, reckless is a criminal charge. You said civil infraction.
So this must be the other one.
A careless driving, which that's up to you. I mean,
I have to jump in here. Did you hit anything, sir?
No, I didn't hit anything. I was driving. I was using my blinker. He just thought he didn't like my car or something.
What are you driving? Are you driving one of those little purple cars with the big muffler?
No, it was a 2011 Ford Fusion.
So not exactly a hot rod. So then, Dom, what is this guy what is he getting a ticket for if he didn't do anything?
Well, it's not. What they're offering him a plea of convenience based on the fact that they don't have any evidence to move forward on the DUI charge, which I agree with him. I don't think he should have points on his license of trying to adjudicate him on a civil infraction, although it's not a DUI, but just set it for trial. There's no evidence. I mean, you should win in a JOA, judgment of acquittal. You probably don't even get to testify after this. The state doesn't have any evidence to present. So your attorney just keep the fire hot, set it for trial. Say we're gonna bring 6 people in. We're gonna waste everybody's time. The state's probably gonna piss off the judge, and then you probably get either a judgment of acquittal, which is a not guilty in essence by the court, long before you ever get to the jury, because that doesn't happen until after your case in chief as a defense.
No deal.
No deal.
No deal, sir.
And in fact, it'd be an interesting dynamic to talk about with judges and how they perceive things and evidence, because there's a lot of judges, or all judges are attorneys. Some were prosecutors, some were public defenders. But tomorrow night on my show, I have six of the newest judges in Hillsborough County that is all going to be on the show. And some of them are in traffic court, some of them are in criminal, some of them are in civil.
Like having the Super Friends on together.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fantastic show tomorrow night, which I'm glad they gave me an extra hour, Mike. We got 3 hours to do this because we're gonna need every bit of it to talk about these judges. But at any rate, put that case to trial, set it for a jury trial. That's how
all right.
Tell your lawyer.
You saying I should take the plea?
No, he's saying take it to trial. Tell him no way. Reject the plea and say no way. Fight it out.
Okay.
I just told you twice.
I think I got a bozo as a lawyer.
I just told you twice.
I think your lawyer's got a bozo as a client.
Good luck.
I mean, that's why I got to write things down. I just told him twice, set it for trial, and then he says, "You want me to take the plea?" What the hell are you talking about?
I don't understand why you're not the first phone call that somebody who listens to the show would make if they needed a lawyer. I wonder if they think that you're more expensive because you're on the radio, or they think that you don't have time for them. I wonder. I would always suggest you to call Dom as a first choice. And I'm telling you right now, I hope that I'm never in any trouble, but I would 100%. I've used Dom for every legal thing that I've been in trouble with in the past 10 years. Great lawyer, great at what he does, good connections, and price-wise, the same as any other lawyer. And if you're in an accident, it costs you nothing. It costs you nothing unless they win. Then you get the third or whatever the cut is for there. But that's the same with every lawyer. So I don't know. When people tell me, "Oh, my lawyer's a clown," well, you should have went with the one that we've been telling you about for the last 13 years. Let's go to Ryan. Ryan, good morning. You're on with Ask Dom. What do you got, Ryan?
Hey, this is Brian.
Sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
All right. So I had a e-bike, and I had parked it I'm in the community, and there's garages. So I parked it at the end of the garages, and my garage just happens to be the last one. And I was working in there, and I closed the door because I was making noise. And then I opened the door about 30 minutes, 45 minutes later, and it was gone. And I was like, that sucks. Got stolen. Whatever. And so I filed a police report, just doing the normal thing, and made a post on social media, and nothing. Received a phone call on social media from someone, said, "Hey, I work for this tow company. They towed your e-bike." Like, okay.
For what reason?
The reason I was given is because it could have broken a sprinkler head or something like that. I've yet to figure this out. So I made a post online. They wanted it because at this point it had incurred 4 days of storage fees, the tow fee. It was at like $900.
No, you just tell them to keep the bike at that point.
Yeah, exactly. It was a $1,200 bike, so I'm not gonna. That's stupid. So I was like, whatever. And so I just put a little post out on Facebook and on one of the community ones, and it caught some traction, to say the least.
So what is your question?
Well, the tow company reached out to me and was like, "Will you take down the post?" Da 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 da. And then I was like, "Sure." So they then are like, "Oh, well, it's gonna cost you $252." The question is it was an invalid tow because they towed it because it was improperly parked. It's a bicycle, and they said it didn't have a registration. It's a bicycle, and the tow company told me it's a bicycle with the motor, and that's what makes it different. I said this bicycle classifies as a class by. It classifies as a class A, and I did all this research and all this. It is a bicycle. The police even said that it's an illegal tow. It's just ridiculous that they could go and take the bike. So I went and took another bike and I put it back there. I cut it up, welded it so it'd fall apart when the guy went to go tow it. But he wouldn't tow it because it wasn't in as desirable condition as the one that got towed.
Okay, so basically they stole your bike.
Yeah, basically, yeah, exactly. And so, like, I would like my money back.
You get your bike
back. I don't
back.
want that to happen, everybody. You park your bike somewhere, and they just come and they just take it, and then you have to pay for it?
All right, well, let's find out. Let's let Dom talk and figure out where we're at here, Dom. Can they take his bike, and is the bike classified as a motorized vehicle, or is it a bicycle?
Well, he said he lives in a community, so he has to start with, the HOA or the community rules, and this is something I would also bring up to the board, because if this is happening once, it's going to happen, 5-10 times, to his neighbors and what have you. So you got to bring this up with the board. So it might be an HOA issue. That's number one. Number two, depending on the classification of the type of bicycle that it is, sometimes if the motor's large enough, it could qualify as a vehicle under the statute. So you'd have to look at.
No, it's Class A.
Yeah. Well, again, but some bikes are different.
Oh, okay.
So that's why that conversation came up. But if it's a Class A and it doesn't qualify, and law enforcement said it's an unlawful tow, what you have is an act of conversion. So whoever authorized them could be the HOA, plus the tow company converted your property. And then the action of replevin is what you file to counteract the conversion of your property. So this is all in civil law. We have an attorney in network that does this in property claims, which is Dave Parrott. So if you want to email me at AcidDom, you can talk with Dave. He can send them a nasty letter, that's explaining to them the issue. We also have civil theft statutes, which would qualify.
Can I jump in here? So
Sure.
Why did they want you to take the post down? Were you embarrassing the tow company? What was the problem there? Because it seems to me that's your strong point.
Yeah. There's just a ton of people saying how awful they are and that all the bad experiences, and supposedly somebody called up there and said that they were going to come up there and speed up the place. And
well, that's not your problem, sir. That's not
exactly. The representative from the tow company told me that I could be held responsible for their actions because I was inciting the violence. I
wouldn't trust anything.
I got on there and posted exactly what had happened. So this way, like, I was just telling them what happened. I can't.
All right, well, listen.
Be responsible for what somebody else does.
You have your choices at this point.
Yep.
You can email Dom and you can have Dave Parrott take care of it for you. Or you can let it go and continue to fight them the way you are. You're probably not going to get your bike back unless you go their legal route. I think that they're on the verge of giving you your bike back. I think if you write them and have a lawyer write you a nice, strong letter, you're going to get your bike back, and it will cost you no money, as opposed to the $252 or $900+ that they're trying to extort out of you now.
And put a tracker on it. Put one of those little
air tags.
Air tags. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, put one of
It
those.
has
things
GPS built into it.
Oh, there you
and
go.
that's what another thing is. I'm able to look at it on an app and everything. So they can't do anything with it.
No, and that's the thing. So they're probably in their best interest to give it back to you.
Yeah, exactly.
I would call them after the show, and I would say, listen, I'm about to take this to a lawyer. All I want is my bike back. Give me my bike back, and we move on, or else we escalate this big time.
Yeah, it's just people shouldn't have to deal with this.
That's part of life. Things like this happen. But Mike is correct. Communicate with them before it gets nasty with lawyers. It doesn't have to be litigious.
It sounds like the fact that they were worried about you with your post, it sounds to me like they may have some common sense in there. I would give them a call and say, listen, this seems like a big misunderstanding. Give me back my goddamn bike, and we'll move on from
right.
it. All right. Hey, let me know how this turns out. Will you call us back when you figure this out? Because I'm going to be curious to see how it ends.
For sure, Mike.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Good luck, buddy. Thanks. I mean, we can kind of get involved here if we have to.
Or just call him like Mel Gibson whenever his son, give me back my bike.
Well, if they're worried about a social media post, and he calls the #1 morning show, I mean, that's going to send them over the edge.
Saying.
It's going to get worse.
It sounds to me like somebody made a dumb mistake, and it's better if they just wrap it up and give the guy his bike.
Or they've been doing this for a while, and they're
or
afraid
they got a scam.
Yeah,
they got a scam going. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ed, good morning. You're on with Ask Don. What do you got, Ed?
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good. What's happening? What do you got?
I've got a quick question. It's a long story, but I'm going to make it really short. So I got into an accident last year in October, okay? The problem is I got an attorney. I got hurt worse than I really thought I was going to get hurt. I got a spinal cord pushed into, or my vertebra pushed into my spinal cord. So anyway, the attorney's telling me that, my wife got hurt also, but not as bad. Mine is long-term. $120,000 surgery. Of course, my attorney's telling me it's not enough money to cover it, so they keep turning it down. So my case is worth $60. My wife's case is worth $60. But regardless, my case is not covering the surgery that I need. Is it beneficial if I took the guy that actually hit me to small claims court or sued him personally for the damages because I don't have enough where it's going to actually supply for the surgery that I actually need?
All right, so the bodily injury coverage limit was very small. How much BI coverage did the other party have?
$10,000, and they're going after $50,000 on my coverage.
All right, so for folks listening, the other party, the at-fault party, had a $10,000 policy, which is the smallest bodily injury policy you can purchase. Now, they're not required to purchase that because that's not required in the state of Florida. So it's almost a gift that they had 10 because a lot of times there's no BI. You folks were smart enough to at least purchase UM at $50,000. Unfortunately, you didn't have enough UM coverage. You're underinsured. You don't have enough coverage for a situation like this. So that's where you add the 10 and the 5. There's the 60. So for folks listening, that's how you got to that number, and then you multiply that by 2 because your wife's claim. There's your 1660 to 120. So the problem is that you, in theory, can't accept the $10,000 from the other side because they're going to want you to sign a waiver of release if you want to sue that individual civilly. You're not suing them in small claims court. You're going to sue them in circuit court because this is an amount that's well over $35,000. So in order to do that, you have to find a lawyer that wants to take this case into litigation against the private individual that has minimal insurance coverage, which means that lawyer that you hired is going to have to do an asset search, a background check to see if the driver or the owner of the car is financially solvent, if they have any money. If they don't have any money, then it's probably not going to be worth your time or the lawyer's time in suing that individual for the next 2 or 3 years, however long the litigation process takes. And that's the problem with the insurance coverage in this state. That's the problem. I have this conversation 2-3 times a week with people. Sometimes it's at the office, sometimes it's on the show.
Gotcha.
So that's the answer to your question. All lies in you have to find a lawyer that's willing to invest their money at a tune of maybe 25, 30, 40 grand. They've got to front that for litigation costs and expenses and depositions and mediations and all that stuff that comes into it. Experts, if necessary, surgical doctors that come testify against somebody who may or may not be recoverable financially. They can file receivership, they have bankruptcy, they can divest all their assets, and then you have, sir, what's called the paper judgment. And I've had those before for clients, and they look fantastic on paper. You can frame it on the wall.
No, you can't get anything.
They don't give you credit. My clients years and years ago, we had a verdict of $17.9 million against the city of Tampa. And it was just a paper verdict because we had to go through a whole sovereign immunity process, to get a claims bill. It was pretty to look at. It was originally 19.2, reduced to 17.9 back in 2004. And I would come in, I look at the newspaper article, and I look at the piece of, oh, isn't that nice? And I look around, I go, well, I'm still working today because it wasn't worth anything because of the circumstances. So you got to be very careful. You got to be very careful of that. But that's the answer to your question this morning.
Sorry, buddy. I wish I had better news for you. It's amazing to me. It seems like it almost makes more sense to have less coverage.
Well,
they get away with murder.
Well, you want to have the problem is if you want to have good coverage on you buy BI and UM because you have to protect your family and yourself. And a lot of times when folks call me after this fellow here, you went to another lawyer, which is fine, and they call me for second or third opinion or what have you. I talk to them very, very truthfully, very real. A lot of lawyers either don't call them back or they don't explain things very well, but I explain things. So this guy got it. In 5 minutes on the phone or 4 minutes on the call, he understands now probably what that lawyer hasn't been telling him for several weeks or months, what have you.
Right.
And which, but that's fine. That's just the way this process is because I call everybody back, Mike, either day of or within 24 hours. I always appreciate people when they ask me questions. But if they hire somebody else, I get it. There's many attorneys. We do the best that we can, but I feel these calls several a day. The same damn issue. And if you remember 2 years ago, we had the tort reform legislation, but prior to 23, I want to say it's in 22 or 21, we had the push in the legislature for the House and the Senate to have be an at-fault state, meaning that we would have mandatory BI.
Right.
And it passed both houses, but the Governor DeSantis vetoed it. And it wasn't a lot. I mean, the mandatory BI of a minimum of 25. Well, that's better than 0. And it's certainly better than this last caller who had 10. And that would have been nice because then you would have had guaranteed insurance if you hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Because the only guaranteed damn insurance you have in this state is $10,000 in PIP, which is for your doctors, or $10,000 to fix the car of the person you hit if you're at fault.
That's crazy.
They care more about damn property damage than they do about people. And I can, until I run for office, that would be the first damn thing if I was in the state legislature or if I ran for governor, that's the first thing I would change. But the problem is that insurance lobby. Ooh, boy, they're big and they're powerful. And whatever happened that happened, DeSantis vetoed that bill 4, 5, 6 years ago, whatever it was.
I remember everybody was mad at him. All right, I got time for one more. Oh, that's too loud. That's way too loud. That's way too loud. Hi, you're on with Ask the Dom. All right.
Hello?
No, that's you, sir. You are too stupid to use the phone, sir. I'm sorry, Dom. That is the last phone call.
That's okay. No worries.
Jesus Christ. I said hello. He said hello back, and then he stopped talking.
That's not.
You're an idiot, sir.
What's funny is when I do my show, because Spike is our phone screener.
Yeah, that makes it even worse. Two idiots.
If Spike yells at him too, get your Bluetooth off. Turn the radio down. So that's fine.
That
you have
guy,
Spike and Kelly on your show.
Spike and Kelly, yeah, and sometimes cat named Mo.
No. By the way, that guy that just called was the guy calling back to see if you wanted him to take the plea.
Well, it all balances out because I'm really hungry and I'm gonna go check for sandwiches in the
fridge.
In the
fridge. Get it, Tom. Just eat them all.
Yep, just grab whatever you like.
And sorry, Gio, that's me. I'll take a bite and go, I don't like this. But I'm Gio's lawyer. He can't get mad, so I just put it back.
That's the percentage you get
Yeah.
for being his lawyer.
Dom, you can have my
a third of
sandwich
your
anytime.
sandwich.
If you notice a third of the sandwich is gone every time, that's my fee.
That's funny.
You guys are awesome.
If you didn't get through today, you can give them a call at the office, 813-251-5550, or you can always go to AskTheDom.com. What do you got coming up on the show tomorrow? The 6 judges.
The 6 judges. So you have some of them that were appointed by the governor. So they're going to talk about the appointment process, which is really a neat dynamic, how that works. And then there's a committee that selects, and they send a short list up to the governor. That's an interesting process. Then you have a couple judges that were elected, of course, going through the election process and being on the ballot. And then once they either are appointed by the governor or they win, they actually have to go to judge school. And a lot of folks don't realize that because they're all lawyers, but now they're judicial officers, they're judges, so they have to be trained accordingly at a conference or convention. And a lot of listeners, we've never done a show with brand new judges. And this is actually a recommendation by one of the judges to do the show. So this is awesome that they all decided to do this.
By the way, I still stand by my argument that there's no way it's called judge school.
I tell you, if you listen tomorrow, I've always known it as judge school. Now, again, I've never been a judge. I've never gone there. Maybe it's the Judicial Academy. There maybe is a fancier name. I'm kind of rooting for you, Galvin. Yes, I think it should be called
this fall
different.
on NBC. Judge school.
But I promise, I'll probably text you from the show. No, it's judge school. Or if it's something fancy, I'll let you know. But that's part of the show tomorrow night. I'm looking
Judge
forward
College.
to it.
Yeah, that's fancy.
Something.
All right, well, check it out tomorrow night on this very radio station. Dom, thank you. We will take a break. Another opportunity for you to win Metallica tickets is coming up next, and an opportunity to win $1,000 is coming up at 10 o'clock. Don't go anywhere. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Galvin,
yes,
we have Metallica tickets to give away,
yeah.
evidenced by the amount of phone calls that we have. But I also want to remind everybody, in a little bit more than 20 minutes, we will be giving away $1,000 at the Bone bonus keyword. So in that same 20-minute segment, you're going to win Metallica tickets for the Friday night show, along with Limp Bizkit and Ice Nine Kills, and you can win $1,000.
Nice.
Not the same person, but 2 different prizes for different people. And the other thing is that somebody might be listening and like, I don't really care about Metallica, but I sure would like those Stain tickets. Well, you'll have your choice too if you're not a Metallica fan. So let's do it right now with our second round of Ready, Set, Lie. Here we go. It'll start with me and go around the room clockwise. Ready?
Yep.
I once took a dump on my living room floor on purpose. Joe?
I once took a dump on my living room floor on purpose.
Galvin?
I once took a dump on my living room floor on purpose.
Gio?
I once took a dump on my living room floor on purpose.
Carmen?
Gio, stop. I once took a dump on my living room floor on purpose.
Believe it or not, one of us took a dump on our living room floor on purpose. Let's find out who that person is. Hi, who is this?
Hey, this is Mike.
Hi, Mike. All right, Mike, you got 3 questions. You could divide them up however you'd like among the group, all to one person, 3 different people, however you want to do it. Ask those questions and then find out which one of us took a dump on our living room floor on purpose. Go ahead, Mike.
All right. Let's go, Gio. What color was the carpet?
Beige.
You have 2 more questions.
All right. Carmen, what were you mad about?
I was actually trying to scare a guy out of my apartment, like he wouldn't leave. So I was just like, all right, well, desperate times.
Oh.
You got 1 more
All
question, sir.
Pap, how drunk were you?
I actually was not drinking that day, but I was hungover.
Okay. All right, you got 3 questions. You use them wisely. Now think about it and tell us which one of us took a dump on the living room floor on purpose.
I mean, I hate to say it, but it screams Gio.
It does scream Gio, doesn't it? All right, let's find out. Gio, did you, in fact, take a dump on your living room floor on purpose?
I did not.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
Why does it scream me?
you know, burger guy.
All right, let me get another contestant. Hi, who is this?
This is Matt.
All right, Matt, you get 2 questions. Gio is out. You get to ask me, Galvin, Pap, and Carmen, and then you have to decide who took a dump on their floor on purpose.
Pap, were you angry about something?
No, I was just not feeling well. I was hungover.
I'll pick you.
Well, you got another question.
It doesn't matter.
All right. So you pick Pap. You're positive that he took a dump on the living room floor. Pap, is it true that you took a dump on the living room floor on purpose?
Unfortunately, I have to say no. It
No.
was not me.
Unfortunately.
That is
Seems like a nice time.
another. All right. Good morning. Who is this?
This is Jerry.
All right, Jerry. This is for Metallica tickets. It is now between me, Galvin, and Carmen. One of us took a dump on the living room floor on purpose. You get one question, and then you have to guess who took the dump. Go ahead with your question, Jerry.
All right. Carmen, were you still living at home?
No, I was living in St. Pete by myself.
St. Pete's. Okay. Would have never thought Carmen. Never. But it sounded like a good reason. So I'm going with Carmen. Come on.
Carmen.
Yes.
Did you, in fact, take a dump on the living room floor on purpose?
No, I did not do that.
Sometimes you got to send a message.
What do you think I am?
Sounds like a good tactic.
I could scare a guy easily, way more easily than that.
And that guy was Chad. He was not scared away.
He stayed.
In fact, he was quite turned on. So that means it was either me or Galvin who took a dump on the floor on purpose. Will the person that took a dump on the floor in the living room on purpose please come forward?
Hello there.
Gross, dude.
I am dying to hear this story.
So it was up in Destin. It was after a hurricane, and my apartment had been absolutely destroyed. And the bathrooms were destroyed, and the bathrooms were all backed up and everything.
Right.
And I was going through just trying to figure out if there was anything I could even salvage, whatever. And it just hit me, and I was like, well, I mean, it's
Did
already
you sit
destroyed.
on something?
No, I just squatted.
Oh, all right. Like a dog.
Yeah.
Like you didn't go in a box or anything?
Nope. Right on the carpet.
What?
Why not?
The carpet's going to go anyways.
Yeah, you couldn't even tell any difference. I was just like, all right, whatever.
What'd you have for paperwork?
I had paper. I had toilet paper that was in the thing. Yeah.
Paperwork. That is insane to me.
Yeah.
Not. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I mean, instead of cleaning up the toilet, you know what I mean? Because it was all backed up. I would have had to clean the whole toilet
Yeah.
to be able to sit down. So I just squatted in the living room and said, peace, I'm out of here.
Medicine Man, have you ever pooped in your own house?
Yeah, I do.
In your own?
I have
Well,
trouble
yeah.
doing it.
I mean, not in the bathroom though, like in the living room or anything.
No, I haven't. Nothing like that.
Yeah, he's surprisingly clean. Who cleans your house? Like, who gets the toilet brush and scrubs the toilets? Anybody?
I have to do my own toilet.
Yeah, and how often would you say you do it?
Oh, every few days.
So, like, if I came to your house right now in the toilet, there wouldn't be any brown watermarks or anything?
No brown watermarks. You know, I hate walking in a public toilet and see dingleberries on the walls of the toilet or the seat.
I didn't go that far. That was a little,
No.
you took it too far. All right, good hearing from you. Thank you.
Why is it more gross when he says it?
Yeah.
Dingleberry, because you know he looks like a dingleberry.
I don't believe he's cleaning his toilet every couple days.
Me either. But although, wouldn't it be weird if he was like had a clean finish, like something you would never expect out of medicine? Man.
He's surprisingly clean when you're around him.
Well, I wouldn't say clean, but not dirty like you'd expect. Like he doesn't smell.
No.
And he always seems to be wearing the same clothes, but yet they're cleanish.
Yeah.
Like Left Tiger doesn't wash his clothes. Now we know why, because he has no water.
Yeah.
But he stinks. He stinks all the time. You could smell his laundry from a mile away.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is he still alive? Do we even know?
The last time he messaged me and he said that his family will not let him come on the show.
He is still alive.
How do you know?
He emails Chad almost every day asking
Emails?
Asking what?
Asking for a Chamberlain football shirt.
Oh, well,
because
tell
he
him
wants to support the team.
Tell him not until he calls the show.
And he won't wash it.
It's true.
How does he have Chad's email?
Well, because it's on his like
page,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
yeah,
Look it
it's
up.
easy. Yeah, it's easy to find him for like coaches and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What a weird stalker.
They say, tell Love Tiger he can get a shirt as long as he comes out as a tackling dummy.
I want Love Tiger to come back on the show, so don't give him nothing until he comes back on the show.
I told him, I said, you just got to sneak your way on. I said, I'll help you sneak on without the family knowing.
If I was the family, I'd be doing anything you can to get us associated. We've done so much for them. And what about our listener who went out there and tried to fix the pool and all that? I mean,
got
we had
him to the hospital.
We got him to the hospital. That's right. He would have been dead.
Yeah. Where do you think we are with that foot? You know, it's back to bad news.
It's corrupted.
He's going to be back in the hospital, I would say, within the next couple weeks.
Whose foot will we get sooner?
Knobs or Love Tiger?
Yeah.
I think Love Tiger. Okay. Knobs put up a post yesterday. Did
Yeah.
you see it by any chance?
No, I did not.
I did about Sabu.
Did you think he was dead?
Knobs?
Because it was a picture of him.
I did.
So did I. When my wife goes, "Oh my God," and I go, "Oh no, he's alive."
Before I read what it said, I thought because it looked like it was like a picture of Knobs. He was kind of happy and
it looked like heaven behind him.
Yeah. He was kind of glowing. I thought, oh no,
you got a picture of Knobs in heaven?
Yeah. And it was like we lost another one. Was like the
Hello?
first sentence.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes.
Hi.
This is Jerry.
What's up, Jerry?
Oh, I'm waiting to get on the air, man.
Keep waiting, Jerry. Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Well, everybody thinks they're winning tickets now.
Yeah, they're not.
Hello, hey, how's it going, guys?
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Hey, nothing. Trying to get these tickets for my coworker. I'm having a baby. Coworker is a big Metallica fan, so I won't be able to make it.
Your wife is having a baby, or your girlfriend? What do you got?
I have a wife. Yes, sir. Just got married last June, and baby's due June 2nd.
Oh, congratulations, man! Must be very exciting.
And while all that's
Super
going on,
exciting.
he's trying to get tickets,
Trying to get
for,
tickets
his friend at work.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
How good of a friend are you? Oh, is that person also calling like on the other line?
Yeah, dude, we've been both trying to get a hold of you guys right now. It's actually my coworker. He's right here. You guys want to talk to him?
No, we don't. Just tell him he's out of luck today, but tomorrow we're gonna have another opportunity.
They said you suck and no tickets.
Thank you, brother. Good luck with the baby. Tomorrow you'll have another opportunity to win those Metallica tickets. Maybe 2 pairs tomorrow since we didn't give away a pair today. And another opportunity to win $1,000 is coming up in 12 minutes. You see, I got that right. The math.
Yes,
I got it right.
did it this time.
Yeah.
Only took 7 tries.
You know what I really love is Johnny B's been putting up these cool graphics for the after show.
Yeah.
I guess is JoJo hosting the after show now?
She sits in with them like most days, like 3 or 4 days of the week. Yeah.
I like it. But he's got these like cartoon graphics. Have you seen them, Carmen?
Oh, Johnny B has a lot of really good social media posts. Like all the different stuff he does for his comedy and for the show. And
Great job. Great job. I don't know how the after show sounds at all. I've never heard a second of it, but I do like his social media posts.
Yeah.
There you go. Tomorrow is Wednesday. It means Galvin will have a brand new open letter.
I will.
And then Thursday, I think April Macy will be here.
Nice.
And then Friday, Carlos Mencia will be here. April will be at Side Splitters this weekend, and Carlos will be at McCurdy's in Sarasota.
By the way, we got to talk to April about her thirst traps.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think.
Yeah.
There's more.
I think April's single now.
What? Really?
I don't know any of the rules, any of the story, or how or why it happened, but
I thought that was her happily ever after.
So did I. She loved that
Because-
little Iranian.
So, because she posts a lot, but then she'll post like she writes poems and stories and stuff, and I can never get through it. So
She
I
writes poems. I never see any of that.
if you go to her Instagram,
I
like
scroll right past it to get to her bikini pictures.
Yeah.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
but it's like attached to one of those, and I started off reading it, and it was all about women empowerment and something.
Oh boy.
This and I couldn't get through it, and then so I've just been waiting.
Wow.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I have to read 2 pages.
No, I get you.
Yes. So I was just like, I was wondering, because she hasn't like just put it out there
Right.
directly.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
we'll find out. You know that.
Yeah.
We'll find out when she comes in here what's going on. I need to know all the details. We should play How Will This End?
Ooh,
We could maybe do it tomorrow, but figure out.
Or how did it end?
How did it end?
Yeah.
How did it end? Yeah. Do you think he cheated on her? Do you think they got bored of each other? Do you think they were fighting too much? Do you think she cheated on him?
I think her career got in the way.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think so. I think the fact that
Wasn't she kind of the breadwinner?
he owned like a leather store or something.
Women
like
don't work.
that.
Stay in house.
But also remember, he was having problems like getting his visa and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
So
she got that cleared though, didn't she?
I don't know.
Or maybe she was just sick of it. And she's like, you know what? Forget it. Stay there. Stay in Iran.
Yeah.
But I thought he lived in Italy. I thought his store was in Italy.
I don't remember. It's too many
Yeah,
details.
I think he's Iranian and they were living in Italy, but who knows? I couldn't get through the poetry.
Poetry.
I'm telling you, all of her pictures, if you click, because they're all like carousels or whatever.
Yeah.
If you go through them, like after the picture, the rest of it is just like
This is my story
writing.
of the hour.
Yeah.
For all the women, I like to give power.
Oh, here she is in a hot tub.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's it. She was in some nice ass hotel that had some cool baths that I never saw before.